Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. I might just eat a Big Mac, might just order DoorDash. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah. Now can we run that back? Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. I might just eat a Big Mac, might just order DoorDash. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah. Now can we run that back? Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. I might just eat a Big Mac, might just order DoorDash. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah. Now can we run that back? Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. I might just eat a Big Mac, might just order DoorDash. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah. Now can we run that back? Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big back. Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, 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 big.
What up, everybody? It's your favorite two Big Back Twins. RJ back in the scene and your boy Chief. Thank you for coming by in this, episode 4 of our podcast, Chief?
Episode 4.
So,
Episode 4, Gango.
I ain't gonna lie. Last stream, we was like all over the place with the podcast. I was like, damn, we got a lot of good topics in, but I ain't gonna lie, today I think it's gonna be more interesting than the last ones. I know, like, oh yeah, I appreciate the love, Lala. But there's something that I feel like I wanna bring up to you based on some old topics, but slightly different. But
old topics.
Yeah, old topics that we bring up in episode 1, but it's slightly different. So it's about Nintendo.
No, I think I have a clue of what it is. I think I might have.
It's about Nintendo. So
yeah, I heard.
You heard about the EULA, the new user agreement?
I heard the user agreement, yeah, which is fucking crazy. And it's so funny because I was talking to Queen Lala today, and I saw it through a video. But I'm like, is it true? Is it not? Like, I was on borderline. Like, I'm like, Nintendo already fucked their people, but can they really fuck them even more? I'm like, no way Nintendo can fucking pull another card out of their fucking bag and be like, we got you even deeper.
But wait, there's more.
Chat, let me tell you something. It is crazy that you're getting fucked by Nintendo, and y'all love Nintendo this much because it's crazy.
Yo, the funny part about this whole thing is, so if those that don't know, Nintendo put a new EULA, which is an end user license agreement or a terms of service TOS, right? That pretty much states that now Nintendo could completely brick your device if you do any mods or altercations or changes into your Switch. For example, in the past, Super Smash Bros. Right, Brawl on the what was it, Nintendo Wii was a very like okay game, but it wasn't good as the favorite one, Super Smash Bros. Melee, right, which was on GameCube. So people bought the game, but modders modded the game, right? So it plays like Melee, the gameplay, even though you still need to get the Brawl CD to play it, right? So Nintendo at first was mad that they did that mod on the Wii, but there was a lot of freaking people within the company, I think it was more on the American side, that says, hey, as long as they buy the copy of the game and they don't take the mod into the actual Nintendo servers, don't touch them, you know, because it's not like they pirated the game and then modded it or nothing. They bought the game, they modded it, and they run their own servers to play that modded game. So they're like, as long as they're buying the copies, it's not a big deal. Now Nintendo's like, fuck that. You mod any of our fucking games, right? We could not just fucking take away, brick your access. Like if you did something like that on PlayStation, Xbox, you lose the PlayStation what you call it, Plus connection to play online games.
You lose everything.
No, you don't lose everything. You still get your games. You still got your account. You just can't play online, right? And with Xbox, same thing. With Nintendo, they brick your device, so that means your device won't even power on. And they had this feature, and man, so pretty much it's saying that you bind the rights to use the license to use the console, but you don't own it. And to me, that's just crazy because I'm like, bro, can you imagine? Somebody said a good like analogy. Imagine you bought a car, like a Mustang or something, right? Or a Tesla, and they just turned your shit off. And people were talking about that already in theory with the Tesla cars. But can you imagine you own a car and then all of a sudden they could just shut off your engine and you spend like $80,000 on that car, $60,000, $100,000, and they could just shut off your car because you made a modification on the car. Like, people would be in an uproar. But Nintendo fans, they seem like they're just like, no, it's Nintendo, you know, they have a right to do it. I'm like, fuck that.
No, they don't, bro.
I'm
spending $500 out of my pocket. You better give me my rights to everything. The fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand.
You got me fucked up.
I understand if I modded Mario Kart and they banned me from the online server for Mario
Exactly.
Kart,
Ban me.
from the game server or whatever, but the whole device. I don't know, man. What do you think about that whole shit? Like,
Nah, bro. When I saw that shit, I was like, ain't no motherfucking way Nintendo did this shit, because at the end of the day, it's like you said,
what?
I'm spending my whole hard money for this shit. I'm putting you on the map, Nintendo. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you at. So therefore, y'all got me, one, fucked up. Two, y'all not gonna fuck me in the ass with no fucking lube and not give me my fucking rights to fucking play my fucking game without bricking it. Like, y'all got me all. And then not only that, I heard that they're also doing where if you buy the hard copy of the game, it's not the actual game or something like that. Did you hear
So
about that?
yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you the other time, right? That if you buy that like the little cartridge, that you don't have the full game, you have to still download the game still. That's what I was telling you the other time. So like you
Yeah, I
buy
saw that shit. I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, y'all got me fucked
So
up.
you just buying a piece of plastic. And that's why I was just like, it's still the stupidest thing. They're
And
charging
you know
like
what you can do
$10
with
more
that
for it
piece of
too. Yeah,
plastic,
and it's
Nintendo?
$90 rather than 80.
You know what you can do with that plastic, Nintendo? Shove it up your ass. Like, fuck you mean? Nah, I can't fucking. I'm gonna buy a hard copy just for a fucking plastic, bro. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Oh, it looks so pretty on my shelf. Let me not open it. Let me not play it. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
It's funny because I had a video that I want to show you about this whole situation, right? And
Mhm.
I want you to react to it with me. I saw this video and I was just like, I think Chief needs to see this shit because this has a very good point about the whole problem. Oh, where was it? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But I saw this shit and I was just like, yeah, Chief would probably agree with this shit. Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
they
Lala.
probably
They're
feel the
charging
same
$10
way.
more just to fucking tell you, fuck,
Get
buddy.
a piece of plastic that you still got
Fuck
to
you,
download the game.
buddy.
Oh, there we go. I found it. So this is one of my favorite YouTubers right here, Mudahar, right? And he's gonna talk about how Nintendo could break your console. So
Hello, guys and
Oh, I
gals.
think I
Me,
know him.
Mudahar.
yeah.
I've
So
seen him here and there.
oh shit. Here we go.
And,
Okay,
ladies
my
and
bad,
This
my
is
gentlemen,
it
bad.
right
I
here.
feel like today is going to be a video where I talk about Nintendo. And, I'm always like, man, they cannot defend this, okay? They cannot defend this, okay? The fanboys cannot. And then part of me dies when I
Fanboys.
The
realize they
fanboys, I'm
absolutely
dead.
will find a way to defend this. So, ladies and gentlemen, to give you an idea, I read this headline: Nintendo reserves the right to brick your console following unauthorized use. So immediately when I saw this, there was a red flag in my head. Okay, that could either be absolutely overblown, or it's not. And if I'm making a video about it,
And I thought the same thing too, right? And shout out to Mudahar, right? His channel is called Some Ordinary Gamers, right? But I think he has multiple channels. But this one I love because they always tell me about the gaming stuff like this. But
Yeah.
it's true what he said, because when I heard the whole brick your device, I thought it was like, oh, they're gonna kick you out from Nintendo Online or whatever and all that stuff. But then he's gonna mention, just like how I found out, like you read the actual agreement, it says no, like your device won't turn on and all this shit, which I'm like, it's absolutely insane. Like,
So with that being said, if you turn off my device, am I getting my fucking refund? Am I getting my fucking $500 back? Because if that's the case, y'all can bring my shit and hey, get your shit back. I don't got no fucking point of having it in my fucking gaming room and on my shelf and shit like that. So are y'all gonna give me my money back, Nintendo? Like, I get it. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. But at the end of the day, you're getting away with me having the product and me not being able to enjoy it, play it, and I spent my fucking $500 on it. Because if that's the case, if y'all gonna break something, then take it back and fucking reuse it, or undo the brick and then resell it. Like at that fucking point, because y'all not about to just leave me with nothing.
yeah,
Like, y'all got me fucked up.
and that's the thing. It's not like you get your money back or whatever, or you could just like people take like the Steam Deck and they put their own operating system or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be with it, and they don't get mad about that shit. You bought the hardware device, you can do whatever you want with the hardware device. You just, if you break certain rules or whatever agreements, that you won't be able to use the other parts of it.
I appreciate it, Venom. Thank you. Drive safe. Be safe. my homie.
Facts. But it's just crazy that your whole device gets shut off and you pay $450, and that's without tax for this device. But
And it's like I get it where Nintendo's coming, right? Because like you said, some of this modding and all that shit is getting out of hand. I get that. I get that you want to stop it because at the end of the day, y'all trying to make your money. I get that. Y'all don't want people to take advantage of certain situations. I get that. But to shut off the whole complete game, like you're adding a kill switch to the Nintendo Switch, is fucking ridiculous at that point. Like it's not like it's whatever, Nintendo. Like, yeah, we get it. No, it's fucking ridiculous.
yeah,
Like y'all fucking taking my privileges away now at this point.
right.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with a Nintendo that doesn't work anymore?
And the worst part is like they're shooting themselves out of business. But let's continue. Let's continue what he says.
Or it's not. And if I'm making a video about it, there's a good chance, ladies and gentlemen, it is not overblown. So there are 3 big gaming companies out there that make gaming hardware, consoles. You've got Microsoft, you've got Sony, you've got Nintendo. And all 3 of these people have absolutely introduced things that I don't agree with on their systems. But today we're looking at an update to something known as an end user license agreement that, again, is something we all sign when we play video games, buy a piece of hardware, so on and so forth. So Nintendo introduced a few things into this that I'm not a big fan of, okay? So let's cover the lightest thing here, okay? So one of them is the breach and termination and dispute resolution. So dispute resolution is pretty important, okay? To give you an idea about it, what Nintendo has basically said over here is that you are not allowed to do a class action, okay? What you have to do is arbitrate with Nintendo directly on their home turf if you have an issue, okay?
Arbitrate with them?
So yeah, the funny part is about this whole situation, right? Like he said, if for example, if you have a problem with anything with Nintendo with this license or this user agreement, whatever that you agree with, not only they could break your device, but you're not allowed to sue them for anything. Now, the thing about America, right? Specifically with America, I think Europe is going to back this shit up too. But in America, there's no contract that you can sign that says you are not allowed to sue for anything, right? Definitely when it's just completely like when the contract says you can't sue them for nothing, that's one thing, right? That's completely out of bounds, right? Now it says you can't sue for these certain aspects, right, from something, right? You're allowed to do that, but to say nothing at all could be sued, that's when like a lot of courts are
ridiculous.
like,
That's just like,
yeah. So like, it's not to like, oh, you can't sue us because you broke this rule and we took you out of Nintendo's fucking online. That would be like, yeah, they could do that and get away with that. But when it says we took away your device and bricked it completely for you, yeah, I don't think the courts are gonna like defend that whatsoever. There's just no defending it. But
yeah, but see, at this point, it's not even Nintendo's fault, right? Because like I said, I get where the company's coming. If I have my own company and somebody's fucking me over to the point where it's like, messing with my money that I'm supposed to be making because y'all modding, y'all doing this, y'all like changing shit around, I get it. But that doesn't mean go fucking crazy with this shit out of hand and just fucking completely sell a product to a person and then turn around and be like, oh yeah, by the way, you bought a product that won't fucking work and you won't get your money worth for it.
But I would disagree with that because, like I said, for the Nintendo Wii, for example, with Super Smash Brawl, right? The Super Smash Bros. Brawl, that one, the people still have to buy it, and then they modded a game that's already purchased. It doesn't do no harm to them. In fact, it makes people play the game even more, which puts more publicity out there. And then people was like, oh shit, this is dope ass mod for this Nintendo game that makes it not just fun, but super fun. Let me get this game so I can add this mod later. That could actually bring revenue. Baldur's Gate, big example. Baldur's Gate is already a game that's really popular with no mods. But then with mods, it makes the game even funner, and people even decide to buy this game because they realize they're super mod friendly. Like mods doesn't destroy a game unless, for example, it's like I modded to get the game for free and broke the agreement and I cheated on the game like Call of Duty Online, where I'm in multiplayer and the mod made my gun have infinite ammo and auto aim. That's when a mod ruins a game.
Yeah, that's when you're hurting
But
the game and hurting the company. Yeah.
but when it's in a point where it's like it doesn't do any of that shit, it's like who are we hurting at this point? Are we hurting Nintendo or is Nintendo just hurting the user? I feel like they're hurting the user.
Yeah, at this point, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, for you to sell a product and just turn around and tell your customers, like,
And you can't
because
sue.
mind you, they're not even like posting it and saying it. This is something that people are finding out because they're reading the user agreement.
Right.
Because Nintendo's not coming out and saying, "Hey guys, we want to let you know that we updated our user agreement. We're gonna break your stuff." No, people are finding out on their own because they're reading the information.
Right.
Back then, people would be like, "Nah, let me get the new console, take it home, review it, let you know how it is." No, now people are getting smart and they're like, "Wait a minute, companies are fucking overcharging us for certain games. They're fucking charging us for console. They're charging us for this shit. Let's see what we get with it." And I don't blame them for reading the user agreement, because look at the crazy shit that we're finding out through Nintendo when Nintendo's not even letting their own customer know what's happening and what they're
Facts.
doing. They're keeping it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when little Timmy brings fucking Nintendo? You know, mom goes to the store, buys little Timmy a Nintendo, comes home, and then little Timmy mess with it, not knowing shit. Oh, there goes $500 out of the fucking window.
And then little
Then
Timmy,
what?
if they grew up a family like I grew up, you're getting your ass whooped. and the sad part is they gonna think like the kid broke the device, but no, it was them shutting it
But no,
off.
it's
You know what I'm saying?
Nintendo. But that's what I'm saying. Where's the warning from Nintendo coming saying, "Hey, you guys are buying this product, but don't fucking mess with it because we're gonna break your shit."
And to be honest,
Like,
you think a kid that's 9 years old is reading that shit and understanding what that
that's
fucking
what I'm
means?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like they're not gonna understand that shit.
No, exactly. Kids are smart nowadays.
But
You
not
don't need
smart to
to
read a
be
contract. And you know how
no.
long those pages
Yeah,
are? Yeah.
yeah. But who goes to who goes to fucking Best Buy and is like, "Let me buy this Nintendo," and then the Best Buy employee hits you with that fucking big thick book saying you have to sign this contract right here, letting you know that your fucking game console is gonna be break. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Let me go to the
Yeah.
store, buy my shit, and like you said, Nintendo, you already got your money. So let me do whatever that product is mine now. It's not yours. I get it that the internal stuff, like my big back twin said, if y'all gonna ban me from your servers, from the internet, whatever the fuck it is. But to the console, to the hardware, the outside, or even the inside hardware, it's my console. That shit belongs to me now. It's a part of y'all soul to me. Let me do what the fuck I want to do with it, because you already got your what, $600, $700 out of me. At that fucking point, y'all just come on, y'all just poking the bear, and y'all gonna get a lot of lawsuits, because like he said, we don't do that shit where we don't know about no contract that we're not signing,
Right.
and it's just about time that, thank you so much, that people are gonna be like, you know what, this shit's ridiculous. Nah, I need my money worth because I'm buying a product that I'm not even getting use out of it.
Facts. I ain't gonna
Like,
lie.
what the
I don't know if
fuck?
y'all saw that, bro. He got that whole plate and he almost forgot his whole conversation. That
Look at that shit.
boy, every episode, he gotta come in hot and ready with that food ready, bro. Now you see
I
why
know.
we got the
I was a little
podcast,
shocked.
man. But yo,
I was a little shocked. I wasn't waiting, but going back to the Nintendo, it's fucking
yeah.
ridiculous because, like you said, a little kid, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, is not gonna sit there and read that. And mind you, parents are going to the store to buy a game. They're gonna give it to their kid. You think they're gonna sit here and read the user whatever book before they
Right.
hand it to their kids?
Right.
Like, no, Nintendo, use your fucking brains.
Let's see what else he's saying. Like, watch it.
Not good. Companies absolutely hate class action because class actions, much like the Sony versus like the Sony versus the people, where Sony once introduced a feature called Other OS, they removed it. Sony was sued by a class action, and ultimately all the people that came together with their grievances, right, through the law firms that represented them, the law firm that did, they ended up getting like a few bucks back. But obviously Sony lost a fair bit of money just, again, by doing something that was stupid, which was removing features from an actual system. Now, I would say that most companies absolutely hate when people come together to exert some level of legal force on one of these big monolith agencies. So obviously with Nintendo, they're really not a huge fan of that. And you are not allowed to class action anymore, okay? That is not good by Nintendo standards. So if you want to take Nintendo to court, you better be willing to do it by yourself with your own money against a company that is probably one of the richest corporations in the realm of video gaming, okay? Now, of course, the thing that really sort of like drove me out
Also, real quick,
was
Twin,
the ability.
What's up, Twin?
that's another thing that bothers me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm eating, but it's fucking frustrating right now. Like I gotta put my food to the side.
That's how you know he angry, bro. Hold on. That's like the Hulk smash type shit. Except for ripping his shirt, when he puts a plate down, that's like ripping the shirt for the Hulk, bro. That's how you know he mad, bro.
Like, let me tell you this, chat, and let me tell you this, Twin. That's one of my biggest pet peeve with companies.
He put the food down, dog.
Listen, y'all, you companies know that you're so fucking big, and that somebody small like myself, that we're a nobody, are gonna be scared of fucking actually step up to the plate and sue you. But listen, when the fucking community comes together, Nintendo, y'all saw what they fucking did to Sony. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. Y'all can be Microsoft, Nintendo, Tesla, whoever the fuck y'all want to be. When the community comes together because they know that they're getting fucked over, it doesn't matter if we can't do a lawsuit. Oh, we'll find loopholes to get our fucking money back. Y'all best believe. And we're not gonna get just our money back that we bought that console for. We're gonna get more than just our money that we bought for the console. So y'all think y'all a big corporation that can't be fucking touched? Nah, think again, motherfuckers. Because at the end of the day, when one people or two people come together, there's gonna be way more people that are gonna come out of the woodworks and be like, you know what? This shit's not fucking right. Let me get my fucking money and let me get some. So y'all be ready, because y'all think y'all not gonna get sued, but trust me, people find loopholes, and loopholes are gonna come out of left and right, and y'all booty cheeks are gonna get clapped back with no fucking lube. All right, pause on that because it's not gonna be me, but I'm letting y'all know y'all gonna get clapped back. Right,
Yo,
I'm gonna get back.
another thing too, bro. This reminds me when fucking EA did that whole shit, right? With fucking Battlefront 2, where they nickel and dime just to get Darth fucking Vader or any of the heroes in the game, and a whole country, I think it was like Sweden or some shit, sued EA because you have to spend so much money in loot boxes to get a one Star Wars fucking character. And then it's like the whole fucking world damn near sued these motherfuckers. And I'm like, y'all realize you have the whole world damn near pissed at y'all. And the Disney, the mouse, had to like come in and go like, EA, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like,
bro, it's not only
like fix your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Companies like
but that's what I'm saying.
Big companies like Disneyland,
like
they get fucking sued and they think they're untouchable. No, think again. People have voices. We just need one person to start one shit, and guess what? That's gonna start a chain reaction, because that's how fucking people work. We just need one motherfucker to be like, you know what? I got the cojones. I got the balls to fucking sue you back, Nintendo.
That would be me, low key, bro. If you got me that pissed, I swear to God, Chief.
At the end of the day, y'all think y'all getting away with certain shits, but in reality, you're not. And y'all haven't won this shit. For example, look at Lala. She's texting in the chat saying that she was offended. She's not anymore. Y'all starting to lose fucking people. Like, at this point, at what point do y'all say, oh shit, we fucked up, let's not do this, let's not do that? No, y'all just not holding back at this point. Y'all are just letting out the whole ammo out of the ammo bag. At the end of the day, guess what? Eventually, y'all run out of ammo bags that people are gonna start clapping back, and they're gonna start fucking pulling out their ammo. Like, fuck out of here. One thing is y'all want to walk all over us, but another thing is people are not gonna let that shit happen.
Facts.
I'm gonna just let it.
Facts.
Like y'all are making me heated, bro. I can't even eat my food in peace.
Don't worry. But continue watching this shit. See what he says.
For Nintendo to add restrictions to their services and their devices. Okay, so we're gonna read this through, and we're gonna try
This
to
shit right
understand
here,
what
bro.
goes on. Okay, so according to the license, subject to the terms of agreements, and Nintendo grants you a non-exclusive, non-transferable, revocable license to use the Nintendo account services solely for your personal and non-commercial use. Okay, so that is like the account you make to download shit from Nintendo to play like games online and do anything on their online service. Okay, that's pretty standard. Like that's what most online services do.
Yeah.
Without limitation, you agree that you may not publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, release, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create derivative works of any product of the Nintendo account services. B, bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with, or otherwise circumvent any of the functions or protections of the Nintendo service accounts through use of any hardware or software that would cause the Nintendo account services to operate other than in accordance with the documentations and intended use. Okay, so
pretty much right in a nutshell. I'm a big keep it real simple. You know that fucking button we said that if you don't fucking give Nintendo money, you can't use that button function?
Yeah,
they're doing this to protect that fucking button, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. They're doing that to protect that fucking button, so people have to pay for that fucking button and use it. But if you modify it to make it do another function other than that, what that button's supposed to do, bad user, bad. No, fuck you, Nintendo. I spent $450 on your shitty ass hardware, and that's not even including the shitty ass camera, probably the shitty ass mics, and the shitty ass 20 megabyte fucking Mario Kart game. And don't even get me started how laggy the online system is, bro. And then she said, I think the agreement said like you purchase it, but you don't own it. Like, excuse me, I paid. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. I paid $500 for it to own it. Ho, facts, Queen Lala, facts. And that's my whole problem. Like, if you made this shit like $100, it feels like it's a rental at that point. But you make me pay $450, and you say I don't own the fucking device. Imagine you bought your computer for like $1,000, $5,000, like I did with my computer, and it's like you don't own your computer, bro. You know my computer or my Switch, whatever the shit I don't own, is going through somebody's skull, right? At that point, if that shit happened, like I swear to God, bro, that shit's going through somebody's dome. If they tell me I don't own my shit, like excuse me, like oh hell no, bro. Hell no, y'all got me fucked up, bro.
No, bro, and this is ridiculous, right? Because if we want to, if I want to get down petty, let me tell you this, Nintendo. I'm gonna spend $500 on the game console, right? Let's be petty, Nintendo. If I buy the case, if I buy the other extra shit, the Nintendo Pro controller, you might as well tell me I don't own that shit. I don't own a fucking case, a carrying case for fucking the console. Y'all might as well tell me I don't own the rights to my fucking camera that I fucking spent $50 fucking on it. No matter depending what the quality is.
You don't at all.
I don't own it. So if we want to get down petty, y'all might as well put that in the user agreement that I don't own the case, I don't own the joysticks, I don't own the camera, I don't own the Pro controller. Like let's get petty.
You don't own nothing,
point,
bro.
Y'all can fully fuck me. Y'all can fully fuck me.
No lube. Let's see what else he says about this shit.
So I guess hacking on their service, modifying a Nintendo Switch with an exploit that possibly could ruin the experience for other people online, I suppose.
Crazy.
C, obtain, install,
Which
or
never
use
happens.
any unauthorized copies of Nintendo account services, or exploit the Nintendo account services in any manner other than use them in accordance with the applicable documentation and intended use. So far, it's all got to do with the online service, right? Like, which kind of makes sense. In each case, without Nintendo's written consent or express authorization, so Nintendo doesn't need to. Nintendo don't need your consent, okay? They can just walk in and do what they need to, or unless otherwise expressly permitted by applicable law. You acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the Nintendo account service and or the applicable Nintendo device, the console, permanently unusable in whole or in part. Motherfucker, what is your problem, brother? What is wrong?
Whoa!
Yo, the funny part, just look at what he said.
Motherfucker, what is your problem, brother? What is wrong with you? What?
Motherfucker!
All right,
Nah,
we reached to a point. You know,
bitches.
this might be
What
one
do
of the
you
worst.
mean not functional to use in parts or in full? Bitch, half my screen's gonna work then? And then the other half is gonna be black? What? Oh, my left joystick's not gonna work, but my right stick's gonna work?
No, your left testicle work, but not your right.
Oh, yeah. Nintendo, y'all fucking ridiculous. Y'all getting money left and fucking right. How much more rich do you want to fucking be? And if that's the case that I have the console in my fucking house, and y'all want to tell me y'all just gonna come into my house and tell me we don't have any rights to ask you, but we're gonna brick your Nintendo. You better pay for half my fucking rent. You better pay for half my electricity bill, bitch. Because I need my electricity bill to be able to play your fucking stupid ass, ugly ass console that is the same copy and paste from the fucking first one. You didn't change anything but added a motherfucking button.
Tell me how you really feel, Chief.
Oh hell no, bro. Oh hell.
Take a bite, bro. Take a bite, bro. Take
Nah,
a
bro,
bite.
I can't even take a bite. I'm gonna take a drink, bro, because Nintendo,
He's
what
not even
the
playing
fuck
it
is
to
wrong?
us.
Yo, it's like instead of hearing out what people had to say about your review and your Nintendo, y'all can't even fucking pull 60 frames per second. You'll pull fucking 30 frames per second. Y'all pull 30 frames per second. So let me tell you this shit. If y'all want to brick a console, if y'all don't want money, then let me know that. Let the users know that y'all don't want any fucking money. Y'all don't want people to buy this console because y'all didn't listen to what people had to say about your reviews about your console. No, y'all took what they said about your reviews and said, oh, y'all talking shit about our console? We're going to double down and we're going to fuck you even deeper. You know what? You can take your console and fuck yourself over. But you know what pisses me off even more, Twin? Because I don't know if you heard. Motherfuckers are stupid. Human beings are motherfucking stupid. Let me tell you this.
I mean,
because at the end of the day, Nintendo's doing all of this to fuck you over, right?
Right.
I don't know how true this is. I have to look it up, or you can look it up. But apparently, they sold out on their pre-sales
Well,
for the console.
See, okay, so that's what I want to talk about, right? They say they sold out of pre-sales. So there's three things that usually happens when, for example, and this is shown in history, that happens when they sell out on a console that apparently, just apparently, fucking did well in pre-orders. So one of three things happened. One, it was actually really good, and a lot of people bought it, right? The typical what we think, right? Two, right? A lot of scalpers buy it, right? So the people that buy 10 consoles and then sell it like triple the price, right? Which is what's been happening to a lot of consoles recently, right? More than people actually want it. And then the third reason is they put a small amount of sales. So example, we expecting to sell 1 million Switches, right? Instead for selling 1 million, right? Because we know probably 1 million people is not going to buy it. We do 100,000, and then 100,000 is realistically going to sell. But when the 100,000 get bought out, we're like, oh, we ran out of Nintendo Switches, but they don't tell how many they actually put up for pre-order, right? It's either they put a small amount or they fucking fake it.
You're not only fucking me.
Yeah.
So you're not only fucking me over, but you're fucking lying to me.
And that's what everybody think it is. People are thinking it's not A. People think it's B scalpers, right? But a lot of scalpers even think like it's not gonna sell because who wants to buy a Nintendo Switch for more than $450? A lot of people don't want it for $450. The PlayStation 5 was very advanced when it came out, so $500 and people charge $1,000. People was willing to buy that shit for $1,000. Nobody's gonna buy a Nintendo Switch for more than $500. I'm gonna be realistic. Then the other problem is if they only sold like, let's just say 100,000. But they was trying to like act like that was a big number, but they don't actually tell you the number. It's like people ask who really fucking tried to buy that console. Like a lot of people questioning the validity of that shit. And hold on, I said they already said Nintendo's disappointed in the low sales forecast, saying that it wasn't a terrorist, but the price increase. Like no shit, bro. We showed that in our first episode, Rox, right? That there was a whole fucking thing with the chat in the Nintendo live event saying lower the prices after they said, oh, to find out the prices of the Switch and the games, go visit the website for the prices because they didn't say it in the live event. And then people did 2 minutes after that shit, the chat flooded lower prices, lower prices. Are you fucking insane? Like it's not bad enough. Like people said 300 or 350 to 450. They expected an increase. They still think it was more than expected, but a lot of people was like, fine. Right? That wasn't a problem. But when you charge, and I'm gonna say this again, $80 fucking for the fucking Mario Kart, y'all smoking dick. Like I'm gonna say one more time, and then for all you Nintendo fans that's gonna buy that shit, you're a bunch of cucks. You're a bunch of cucks. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
Whoa, Ox, hold on. What do you mean 500 for the PS4? Oh, PS4 equivalent.
And no, it's not even the PS4 equivalent. PS4 was able to play 60 frames. These Nintendo games still can't play 60 frames. Like, it's crazy.
I thought he meant PS5, that I was about to come crazy at him for saying PS5 because I wouldn't even compare. No, and you're right.
PS4
I still
Pro
wouldn't even compare it to the PS4.
PS4 Pro was playing 60 steadily all the time. It's just gonna do 120 until the 5 came out. But like, it's like Jesus Christ, bro. You can't even get 60 frames. It pissed me off that majority of the game says they can't even run 60 frames still. And then when you have it in a dock, it could play 60, and very few could play 120. What have you been working on for fucking 7-8 years?
I'll tell you what they've been working on. I'll tell you.
PS2.
They've been working on the user manual and breaking our shit. That's what they fucking been working on.
He said they rounded up to a base PS4 because of the upscaling and the old custom Nvidia chip. Yeah, but it's like, bro, like
it's not even that, Ox.
I was like,
not even giving us
I was like, bro, it doesn't compare to the PS4 or even the Xbox One, which the Xbox One was down like in scale, the base Xbox One compared to the base PS4. And now it's like you're not comparing to the PS4 base, not even like Pro base. Mm-hmm. You're not comparing to the Xbox One base, which the Xbox One had to use the online services to upscale this shit, right? And it's like you can't beat the Xbox One that came out in like 12, 14? A PlayStation 4 that came out in 2014 is 2025. Wait, you know what? Let me double check that real quick, yo. Hold on, chat. When did the PS4 and Xbox One come out? 2013. Let me show this shit in chat. 2013.
He said pick Nintendo.
2013 for both consoles. November 15 and 22nd in 2013, bro. And you can't compare to consoles that came out in that time frame, bro. Like that's ridiculous, bro. But
that is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, let's go on with the video.
First console launches that, at least from like a game owner perspective, that I've seen. Okay, first off. Okay, the game key cart stuff, fine, whatever. You can vote with your wallet and say, I'll just buy the copies of games that are actually completed. You know,
Hold on, time out. Did he just say you can gamble with your wallet? Bitch, I don't want to fucking gamble with my wallet.
No, he's saying to those Nintendo fanboys, but yeah, that want to do that shit.
No, man. Even, like what? No, that shit's still
because he knows Nintendo fanboys are going to do that shit. Unfortunately, but yeah.
I bought a game known as Stalker, like Zone of the let me actually find it. Stalker, like this Stalker collection on the Switch, and it's all 3 Stalker games like actually on a game card. Actually, I bought it from a local game store, and they had this Japanese copy in print, and it's an amazing collection. All right, I vote with my wallet. I just buy physical media that actually is respectful. Like I don't buy physical media that is like in part, okay, crippled media, so to speak, right? Like where you put it into the system and it's like, oh my God, here, download this 80 fucking gigabyte game. We could have fit it on the disc, but we just chose not to, okay?
Exactly.
Microsoft just did that with that Doom game that's coming out, Dark Ages. Could have fit on the disc, chose not to, okay? Instead, they
Oh, there's another video. There's another video I'm gonna send you about. I'm gonna show you in the chat after this one about that. Is from Charlie, bro. But let's finish this.
produced e-waste en masse, and for a company that like loves to jerk off carbon fucking neutrality, I'm so shocked that they love polluting the environment with this actual goddamn e-waste. But you know what? You can vote with your wallet. Whatever, fine. It is what it is. $80 games. Okay, maybe you don't wait for them to go on sale. Vote with your wallet, bro. The console can be bricked at their discretion. Is insanity. And then it's like, oh, well, we're going to take away your right to sue. So if you do want to sue them, you can't bundle up with other people and sue the company. You have to go mano a mano with Nintendo Legal yourself, which you might.
What? I didn't even know that. You have to go. What? They say you can't group up to fucking sue. You can only go one-on-one. Yo, hold on. That's the most slimy shit I ever heard in my life. They're like, bro, the majority of the Nintendo fans can't afford like god tier lawyers to go against us. And people don't know, Nintendo never lost a lawsuit in their life. Never. I don't know what lawyers they have, but they're god tier. So they just said to make sure that undefeated streak like the Undertaker is going on, right? They have an Undertaker undefeated streak at WrestleMania type shit, aka the courtroom. They're like, we're gonna make sure that you guys can't group up and pay for the best lawyers to go against us. Just make sure an undefeated streak stays undefeated. That's insane, bro. That's twin. I don't know what to say to that, bro. And it all said for Japanese code to really fall out of touch, but Valve should be the funniest thing ever with the Steam Deck sequel. I don't know what to say to that shit, bro. They say you can't sue in a group. So me, you want to sue together? Nintendo,
you know what I can say? Fuck Nintendo, fuck Japan. I wanted to visit y'all, but y'all can take an ass, bro.
That's actually insane work, bro.
You think I'm willing to go to somewhere that they just fucked me over with my fucking console? You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna buy the console. I'm gonna let them brick them, and you know what? I'm gonna buy a flight ticket. I'm gonna go to Japan, and I'm gonna fucking go to their corporation, and I'm gonna be like, here you go. Keep your console that doesn't fucking work anymore.
Hey, no, wait. Question. Real talk, Chief, right? If I go to Japan with my console that no longer work and I hit them with it, does that actually mean I hit them with a brick?
At that point, you hit them with 2 bricks, not just one. You hit them with 2 bricks.
Because I was like, when I used to get mad, I was like, bro, I'll hit him with a brick for all I care, right? Like that shit. But now they actually brick my console. Now I'm not saying I'm hitting you with the Switch. I'm hitting you with a legit brick.
They hit you with the reverse Uno. They were like, now we're hitting you with the brick.
Right. That shit's crazy, bro.
It's fucking ridiculous, bro. He said, what else?
Power having to remove the flying pals because of the Nintendo patent. No, they don't have to remove the flying pals. They had to remove the mechanic to fly on them. Oh, that's another thing, right? So people that don't know, Power World got sued because of patents, right? By Pokemon. Pokemon couldn't stop them from fucking like making the game, of course, because there's nothing actually copyrighted, right? There's no copyrighted. But there's patents, and people don't understand what's the difference between copyright and patent. So copyright means like you copied my image, my likeness, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. A patent means a certain like style, organization, not an organization, what's the best way to say it? Some type of like mechanic and for video games
Mhm.
is a mechanic that I created and I put a patent on it. That means you have to pay me to use that
To be able to use
mechanic,
that. Yep.
or you can't use it at all, right? If you want to use it, you have to pay me or ask my permission to use my patent. So one of the patents is throwing any sphere objects at a pal, right, or a monster. It says, right, in order to capture it. That's a patent owned by Pokemon. Another patent that they did in like 2016. Apparently, I didn't know this was a patent for them. I knew the throwing the sphere part, but the other patent is riding a monster that you captured. Now, people was like, that's stupid. If I ride a monster or like an animal in a game, that's stupid. You could do that in real life. But the reason why they own that patent is the key word. If you captured it the same way with the other patent. So if you capture it with a spherical object and then write it, that is owned by fucking Pokemon. But if let's just say you're in Red Dead Redemption and you own a horse in the game that you just call Velasco or whatever the case may be, you can ride it and that's not a patent. But if you caught it with a sphere object and then ride it, that's a patent on Pokemon. So now when you was able to ride your pals in the game, you caught on the sphere object. So now Power World has the right to, Pokemon has the right to take that away from Power World. So now they're making, there's a legendary Pokemon or pal called Jet Dragon. He was so good because when you got him, you could literally ride him in the sky faster than any flying creature. Now they had to use like fucking kites and gliders instead because they can no longer ride the pals no more.
That's crazy.
Yep. He said Digimon would never.
So you're telling me that Nintendo and people from Japan are just fucking everybody and their mother right now, including game creators.
Yep.
And it's like, if you already have that down the bag, why make it a big deal when it shouldn't even be a big deal?
It's because Pokemon's jealous that you made a better fucking creature grabbing game than me. So now I'm gonna be so petty and I'm gonna use patents to make your game less fun for your users. That's what they're trying to do.
Let me tell you this, Nintendo. Get fucking better. Hire better fucking people that make fucking better creation or the way fucking games function or all that shit. Instead of being petty as fuck, take my money and then break my fucking console.
Oh, said never. That's what they said. Never.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's why I said, honestly, with everything that Nintendo's doing, like I said in the probably like what our first podcast, second podcast that we
first
talked
one
about this, our first one. Like I said, I give Nintendo like a good 5 more years, bro, and then they'll die down. Honestly, they're not gonna stay relevant that much if they keep doing this fuckery shit and fuck around. And y'all gonna fuck around and find out the hard way. Y'all think y'all gonna get away with it? I'm gonna just let you know, you might have your little fanboys that want to fucking support you and shit like that. But once parents and people start catching on what the fuck y'all doing to the consoles and all that stuff, then what?
Yo,
you're not gonna have the young generation fucking having and playing in your console. So what? Then what? Because not every adult likes Nintendo because of what the fuck they're doing.
And like I said, that one game that we had the ponies, and then they had to make you buy ponies with real money, or you had to wait in the games and watch ads on a fucking like a game for little girls to play, right? And the ponies are worth $5 a pony, but the only way you can get the recurrency for the ponies is buying the coins for it. But the smallest amount of coins you can buy is worth $20 worth of coins. So it's manipulative. So let's just say it's 500 coins to get this pony. The minimum you could buy in the store is 2,000 coins. So people are like, if the pony's only 500 coins, why do people have to spend like $20 worth of coins when the pony only costs $5? And they realize that's a manipulative tactic. And the reason why is because let's just say you have bought only 500 coins, you buy that one pony, that's it, right? But the problem is they want you to buy the $20 coin, they buy that one pony, then the girl will buy another pony and a third pony and a fourth pony because she already had that an extra 1,500. from that $20 packs. Then they get in the habit of, oh, let me just collect more and more and more and more and more and more ponies, and to the point they're addicted. And then they actually, Mom, Dad, I need another 20, another 20, another 20. And they did all this shit on a little kids game. And now Europe, as of like 3 months ago, is sponsoring that company and looking into microtransactions in the whole gaming industry. So now you have shit like that going on, and then you have shit like Nintendo getting greedy as fuck with their shit now. Yo, when the EU gets involved in these shits, this is how Battlefront 2 got in trouble and had to make everything free. So if the EU is getting pissed and you fuck with kids in video games,
but let me tell you this: at the end of the day, this is what pisses me off too. The whole world's watching what Nintendo's doing, right?
Whole world.
Everybody's fucking paying attention to what the next move's gonna be. If Nintendo's gonna go back on their word and not break consoles, or or at least just like you said, stop us from, banning us from your server,
right?
To the point where we have to make a new account or whatever the fuck it is with a whole different IP address or whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
What pisses me off is it takes one fucking company to do this type of shit for every other fucking company to follow them.
Yeah.
So I already can see this shit. Microsoft doing it. I can see PlayStation doing this shit, because if they're gonna look into how Nintendo's getting away without getting sued by bigger groups, and how they can only get sued by individuals, because like you said, it's harder to sue as an individual than with a group.
Yeah.
So trust me, I already know that fucking everybody and their fucking mother that are high company gaming companies, like, in the console industry, I'm talking about like Microsoft, PlayStation, everybody else.
They're taking notes.
That's what I'm saying. They're taking notes, and this is the beginning of one bad apple ruins it for everybody else.
But remember, Xbox raised the prices literally a week after Nintendo made the announcement of raising the prices of games.
And that's why I'm saying. I can see Microsoft and PlayStation looking into this and doing them the sums.
Xbox aren't doing it. I'm afraid Sony's going to do it next, of course. And then the thing is, Xbox think they're slick. They're like, oh, we raised everything. Remember I told you? But the fucking... the Game Pass, and you had a damn near
Game Pass,
and
man.
You say like, who the fuck cares? He almost choked and died on that shit when he heard that news.
Like, bro.
But the funny part about that whole thing, right, is they did the whole thing of keeping the Game Pass the same price. And so now they're like, oh, you don't want to pay $60 games or $70 games? Oh, we had to raise it $80, but don't worry, our Game Pass is still $20. So now there's going to be more people buying the Game Pass, and then they can show stockholders, look how many people buying Game Pass. But you manipulated those numbers by fucking making the game so expensive that they have no choice but buy the Game Pass instead.
And like I said, people are going to
and not own their and they're not going to own their games because of that, because everything is rental, technically speaking. It's like having Netflix.
And then not only
that,
you give me Game Pass. Where the fuck are the good games when it comes to Game Pass?
Then now I will say, to defend Nintendo, and DJ showed me the recent catalog for this past year, right, 2024. They have been improving the games. The only thing I have a problem with, right, it took like 4 to 5 years for that shit to improve, right? Because I think Game Pass came in 2019, 2018, some shit like that. So it took a while to improve, but it improved. But the thing is, it's like it took like 4, 5, 6 years to improve. You know what I'm saying? But like that was my argument. And then most of those games that are good, I already owned, so it was no point in me to own it. But like DJ didn't have to buy Sea of Thieves because of that shit. He didn't have to buy Aliens Fireteam because it was on the Xbox Game Pass. And
we're both wrong, twin.
What?
So Xbox Game Pass launched June 1st of 2017.
Oh, so yeah, it's super old. Yeah, I remember it was like around the time period like Fortnite came out, and then the Game Pass came like a little bit after. So yeah, that makes sense, because I think Fortnite came out 2016 but got popping in 2018. So that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, let's go back to the video and show you a little bit more of what I was going to say.
Might as well, okay? Just take a fucking sledgehammer to your balls at this point. That's how effective it is. I'm sure there's going to be the defense, but Muda, I'm not going to hack my system, and then Nintendo won't do anything to me. This actually comes down to a real fundamental answer.
Yeah.
Should a company be allowed to destroy the product that you buy?
And they shouldn't.
Because think about it, right? Let's say that the mere act of firing up a Nintendo Switch meant that you connect to Nintendo online services. Now, let's say that you run custom firmware on your Switch, and I guess maybe you're interacting with Nintendo online services, whatever.
That's it.
But you're not using it to pirate video games. Maybe you want to run like emulators on your brand new Switch 2 when it's hackable, if it's hackable. And you want to run other things. I'm sure people will say, but what about the pirates, Muda? What about the people hacking in video games? Yeah, they're terrible people. And, you can just remove them from accessing the network as a whole.
Not the ones that are not using it for, like, normal uses, not pirate uses, right?
No, exactly.
Right? Like, much in the way the Xbox 360 would do it, or the PlayStation 3, if you were running a hack, if you were, blatantly being a douchebag, Sony and Microsoft would just remove you from their networks. They would console ban you, but you could still actually use your console to play video games, even though you lost the online functionality. If they were pretty upfront about that, maybe. But the fact that they can say they can brick your system in whole, not just in part, in whole is also mentioned, right? Which means the entire system becomes unusable. That is a question I think people need to ask, okay? Now, I don't think EULAs like this should be entirely legal. To be fair, I want to see what an actual court would say if this was tested. Dick. But it kind of reminds me, like, should a company be allowed to just take away your game? To take away your system that you paid money for, okay?
Fuck no.
A while back, all right, actually not even really a long time ago, a car manufacturer by the name of BMW, I'm sure you watching have probably heard of it.
I know
they
he's
had
about
a subscription service for you to pay a subscription fee to use the actual heated seats in your car.
Just like the fucking button for Nintendo Switch.
Now, you might be like, wow, that's stupid, okay? The heated seats exist. Why do I have to pay a subscription service for you to use heated seats? Now, let's say that there was a BMW hack.
I have a 2004 BMW, and that shit just comes with my fucking car. And I have to just make it an add-on when it's already in the car. It's fucking crazy. Why did I pay $80,000, $90,000 for a car and I have to pay for another function? But
right, you could just put it onto a flash drive, stick it into your car, and get access to all of the stuff that you've already paid for without needing BMW's dogshit DRM and blocking.
Yeah, people is actually using a USB to get their heated seats to fucking work, which is wild, bro.
Now, let's say BMW detected that you did that, right? And they were like, all right, let's just brick this dude's car. Not just deny you from accessing BMW servers for software updates in the future.
The day you do that?
No. Just straight brick your...
Yo, the day they do that to a car, especially my car, Twin, I'm going to prison. You're going to have to bail me out, even if you could. Because you know what I'm going to do? If I have a second car, I'm going to take that second car, go to the dealership, and I won't even say the rest because that's incriminating myself. Let me stop myself right there. But, because, bitch, we going 100 miles per hour.
If Lala can hear me, give this man another plate. He's about to have an aneurysm,
bro. That's crazy. That is fucking wild. For a fucking plastic
okay,
button.
like, motherfucker, your car cannot start. The car cannot move forward. It is just a bricked machine sitting on your driveway or wherever. Should that be okay? Should a company be allowed to do that? I disagree. I think when you buy a Nintendo Switch, right? If I want to hack my Nintendo Switch and I'm not bothering anybody on the Nintendo Switch online framework,
that's my business.
I don't think any company should have the legal right to tell me what I can and cannot do with their fucking device, okay? You can tell me what I can and cannot do with your, online software when I'm interacting with your servers and other players. But I really don't think a company should have the legal right to tell you what you can't do with your system, okay? But ultimately, it seems like that is the case, which is one of the reasons why, like, I really will always say the Steam Deck is the more superior option over anything Nintendo offers. And, this thing doesn't sit on my desk as a prop. I actually am using it. When you see it on my desk, it means that, I did play a video game on it that day when I was recording. In fact, literally, if I just fire up my...
Like I said, bro, we're talking about Nintendo right now. In a couple months, we could be talking about Xbox. We could be talking about PlayStation. We could be talking about fucking Steam Deck. We could be talking about Asus. We could be talking about Lenovo, Legion. We could be talking about.
Damn, he's been researching this shit. Holy shit,
should I keep going?
He's been researching this shit ever since the Nintendo Switch. He's like, I need to find some backup plans after this Switch.
No, but I'm saying in a couple months we're gonna be talking about all these different consoles that are gonna be like, you own the system, but we're gonna brick you, so you don't technically own the system. This is a rent-a-center. You're renting the fucking console, so we're gonna brick you where you can't use it.
Oh no, bro.
Like, bro.
Actual Switch, you'll probably see like I have Bully running on it, like Bully on the PlayStation 2 emulating on my Steam Deck. This is an unintended feature. Valve made the Steam Deck, but the thing is,
you
Valve
never
does
said
not
that.
own the Steam Deck.
You never said that.
Valve doesn't own this
everybody.
specific
Steam
Deck
doesn't
anymore.
care.
Valve
Yeah.
sold me this, and I can choose to use their operating system, interact with their servers, or I can blow everything off.
They know
this
this shit. That's why they didn't do nothing for years.
Of Linux. In fact, what Valve didn't intend with this device was for me to install PCSX2, as I just showed you, run a ROM of Bully, and play it on my device, okay? They did not intend for that, but yet it is my choice. It is my freedom to do that on a device that I purchased. If Valve decided, you know what, we don't like people emulating on the Steam Deck, we're just going to nuke every device remotely. That would be a serious problem, and I'm sure you would understand why that's a fucking...
Oh, by the way, this is what it says. These are personal feelings on the drawbacks of console gaming. Of console gaming. So, yeah.
Device remotely. That would be a serious problem, and I'm sure you would understand why that's a fucking serious problem. What Nintendo is doing, in my opinion...
No. It's more than a serious problem, my dude.
Is basically forcing themselves...
He's trying to say this is the most PG way possible.
Your life, into a part of your
no, I don't need him to be
think
PG.
they have a legal right to
no, that's what we're here
10
for.
years ago, one of the videos that I saw floating around
Definitely me.
Murder of Crows.
I'll cook for you, my guy.
Let
me tag me in, coach.
He showcases one really disgusting thing. He buys a Nintendo Wii U, and one of the things is when he's firing up his Nintendo Wii U, he basically gets assaulted by the Wii U into a end user license agreement. So he can't literally say, I cancel, I don't agree to that. He has to click the OK button.
Oh, yeah, that's
which
another
takes
thing.
him to this page where the only option
he only says
he has
agree.
is
There's
to
no disagree.
agree.
And nobody
Now, remember,
would
he
read
bought
this
the
shit. They
system.
would just
He
scroll
probably
down.
bought a game or two, and he just wants to
And you
play
know what's
his
funny?
video.
What pisses me off, it says, for example, this is an important agreement that applies to the user of the Wii U. Please scroll up. It says, if you are under the age of 18, stop. You must get a parent or legal guardian to read and accept this agreement. How many times have your kid actually fucking done that? Because I have a cousins, nephews, and nieces, right, that they fucking have a device like this, and I never, like my two little cousins, they never went to my auntie to say, hey, mom, can you set this for me? Never ever done that shit. You're telling me they're gonna do that shit now with all this bullshit? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Video games. Now, according to this EULA, you could refund the console, like just send it back to Nintendo and they'd give you the whole refund, which, you could avoid, absolutely signing this. But again, all right, even when he tries to quick launch a video game, it doesn't work. Nintendo has forced this EULA onto him, right? And I don't think any company should just be allowed to do that. When you buy their hardware, when you buy their video game, I really do personally believe that at that point, they really shouldn't have any control over what the fuck you do with your system unless you're connecting it to the online and interacting with their servers in real time or other players.
Right.
Exactly. Obvious, demarcation point we all can agree on. But yeah, I saw this floating around and I thought it was probably one of the most disgusting things that Nintendo has done in recent times. And again, it's not the only disgusting thing that Nintendo has even done.
$80 games, Mario Kart?
Nintendo, when it comes to their competition, the indie game scene even, right?
Oh,
Pokemon is one of the largest fucking media brands in the world. And literally, they are actually going after, people who are making better versions, similar products.
Like Power World,
right? So Power World, for anybody that doesn't remember, I talked about the lawsuit that was happening, but recently they actually said a few new things, right? So they said they'd like to express their sincere gratitude, which obviously we understand. The litigation is ongoing. Shit. So they remain involved in prolonged legal proceedings regarding alleged patent infringement. So on November 30th, they introduced a patch for the game, and that
I didn't
removed
even
the
try
ability to
it.
summon pals by throwing the pal spheres, which was, I guess, the Pokeball analog. And they changed it to a static summon next to the player. But next, they also said, we regret to inform our players that with the implementation of patch 0.5.5, they have to make another compromise. And what's that compromise? From that patch, gliding will be performed using a glider rather than with pals.
Yeah.
Pals in the player's team will still provide passive buffs to gliding. So remember the whole thing where like you can just get on top of your flying pal and just fly around the map?
Yeah.
Well, apparently it seems like Nintendo has, I guess, the patent to that game mechanic, and other gamers cannot use mounts in a 3D environment at all.
And detail of that is, I looked online, is literally if you captured a monster like a sphere and all that crap, which is that first pattern, and then you can't use that second pattern. Because of that feature, they can't do that. And in the first pattern, they have to switch it from throwing to release your monster to like it just releases out of your belt now from that patch. That's what it said.
Let me ask you this, or let me tell you this, Nintendo. Let me make it easier for you if you want to fuck me over, right?
Uh-oh.
Because since you own every motherfucking patent, game shit, consoles apparently now, you want to brick shit before I throw a brick at your head. Can you just make me? Can you just make me a list of the shit y'all own? Patches, games, consoles, other shit. Just make me a list. Post it on your Nintendo page, so that way I know what I can do and can do. To the point that your fucking Undertaker undefeated streak of lawyers are gonna come after my ass and try to sue me, and then I can't get a group of people to fucking back me up to sue you, to counter sue you back. So if you can make me a list of the shit y'all own, that could be patch wise, console wise, game wise, just make me a list, please. Make it easier for me, the user. That's not too much asking. And if you want to charge me $20 for your list, go ahead and charge me a monthly of $20 for your fucking list that you want to put on your Nintendo webpage. I just would like to know that I'm doing shit right way, that I won't get sued by your asses, please. I'll pay the $20. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure your fanboys will pay the $20 as well.
I mean, I hate to say it, bro, but they're not gonna tell the patents because they want those moments so they could get an easy lawsuit win and get a lot of money. That's the problem. And I think that's another thing.
And then guess what? They might not want to do the list. They might not do, but people are gonna start fucking speak on it and be like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that," because I'm getting sued by Nintendo, and that's where Nintendo fucks himself over. Because you think people are gonna stay quiet? No. For example, we have this great YouTuber right here who is making a video on it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we have the freedom of speech. We're gonna speak on something that is bugging us, especially if you're taking my money and breaking my console. We're definitely gonna speak on that shit.
Yep. Yep.
What's up, DJ?
DJ.
It seems like that is against against Nintendo's kosher beliefs, right? You have to absolutely remove your gameplay feature so Nintendo can be appeased. And the thing about this is super baffling because, like, if we're gonna really be honest, like mounting an animal, I guess in this case is more like mounting a Pokemon that you've captured or like a monster.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
mounting creatures is something that I've seen in other games, like World of Warcraft, even, right? Other actual features, other actual games, right?
That is true. Wait. So are y'all gonna sue Art for doing that shit with the fucking dinosaurs?
But then not because the way you capture them is not the same. You don't capture them with sphere object.
I don't give a fuck about how you can.
So they can't win that patent lawsuit, but they can win against Power because
Nintendo,
the first one is similar.
Petty, right?
Apparently,
y'all want to get petty, right? Y'all might as well come for all the other games that do that shit because they're not. Power World is not the only one fucking writing fucking creatures. I don't give a fuck about how they capture the creatures or how they're doing it. Y'all want to be petty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we can get petty. I'll send you the list of the video games that fucking. I'll charge you Easy $5 for that list, Nintendo.
That-
Hit
that-
me up. I'll
that's what I
charge you
said.
$5.
That's what I said. The slip, because you have to do it with like something that's like a spherical object, and if you capture it with something like
Exactly.
that.
No, they're being
then,
selective.
But,
They're being selective.
they're being selective. But I'm like, because they know damn well. And I'm gonna say this right now. Imagine they try to sue a game like fucking Red Dead Redemption that's owned by Rockstar.
Oh my god.
That type of shit.
Please do it. Please do it.
Yo, Rockstar will put belts to ass on Nintendo, bro. Like, there's no way you're gonna win that lawsuit, bro. They will belt to ass them. They're like, oh, you want to come after me?
Chat, the day that happens, chat, me and my big
Nintendo
twins,
gone, bro.
we will be at the courtroom covering this for y'all. Live reaction, everything.
Twin.
Cinema for y'all.
Twin.
Cinema for y'all.
Twin. I buy the motherfucking tickets for us. Don't worry about a damn thing. You just buy food, dog. I'll get the tickets.
With the food. Oh, we'll be the only big bags trying to open a bag of chips in the courtroom, and all you hear is the.
I'm gonna be like, so Nintendo, how does it feel to get dicks to ass? Like, how's it feel to get belts to ass?
With no fucking lube. No
lube. Oh, you want lube? You said, I got you. No, you're not worth the lube.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
I'm telling you, this shit is crazy, bro.
But to see Nintendo be so litigious about it is actually insane, especially against a company that literally is, by their own comparisons, an independent company. And sure, we can say that Power World is very deceptively close to Pokemon, but it's
Digimon's
not.
too.
Okay, it's still a parody product. And
parody
to see
product,
Nintendo
that's true.
be so hard about this instead of actually creating a video game that.
Fun fact too, Power has one of the lead developers came from the Pokemon side back then. So that's why they knew things wasn't or weren't fucking legally taken from Pokemon, because he knew the ins and outs. Just FYI.
That can rival Power World in terms of how much it resonates with the fan base. I think that's the most telling thing right there. But you know what? Honestly, I wish I could be shocked, but I'm not. Nintendo has done a lot of bad shit. But I really do think the ability for them to, I guess now, destroy your system, okay? Because that's what it seems like from reading this. And I know that people will say, but what if it doesn't happen? It's not what if it doesn't happen. It's what if it can happen. Which it seems, according to reading all of this legalese and everybody else, already looking at this as well too, it seems like Nintendo has an even further grip on what you can and cannot do with the shit that you buy. Now, if you want to contest this, okay, the easiest route, and I'll always say this, is
don't buy one,
right?
Yeah,
don't get a Switch 2.
Right.
Maybe just get the Steam Deck, okay? A lot of those big games that are coming out on the actual Switch, games like Super Mario Kart or Mario World Kart, yeah, I mean, that might be the one exclusive, but generally speaking, the only game that I would be interested for on the Switch 2 would be Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow.
That I have a DRM-free copy of from GOG.
No, I know.
That I've also just installed onto my Steam Deck. And sure, it might not run as pretty as the actual Switch 2.
I don't care. That shit's portable.
But the system is here in the now. And it actually is respectful comparing itself to the actual Nintendo Switch 2.
No, and like I
that's
said,
just where my thoughts are.
I agree with him. And like I said, stick to a Steam Deck. But like I said, if Nintendo's getting away with this, I'm telling you right now, there's companies that are already studying this. There's companies that are looking into this. And I wouldn't be shocked if from 4 months from now, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, we are talking about Xbox, PlayStation doing the same shit. Because it takes one company to do that shit to spiral every other company to fucking follow their footsteps. They look at Nintendo. $80 games. Look at Microsoft. They're charging certain prices on certain things. So it just takes one small company to fucking do it. Not even small company, because Nintendo's big, bro. Fuck being a small company, because Nintendo's big. It takes a big company to do it, just for the other big brothers to look and be like, you know what? Our sister did that shit. Now we're gonna start doing it. I'll say, like he said, stick to the Steam Deck, like the Aces, Steam Deck, the Legions, I don't know if there's Lenovo ones or not. Stick to those for right now, because at the end of the day, when you buy a Steam Deck, you're not paying half the fucking amount that you would pay for a fucking Nintendo. Nintendo, the console itself, plus the game, plus other shits, because we did the breakdown of how much it would cost you. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. At this point, if that's what you want to do, go with the Steam Deck. Go with any handheld device that it's a PC on a handheld device, not a fucking Nintendo. And if you want to sponsor us, Steam Deck, we got y'all.
Facts. Just FYI, shout out to Some Ordinary Gamers, right? Follow the channel. Great fucking channel.
Yep,
they did a great job. Muda Harden, I think, is one of the people with he has multiple channels, but this is one of his that does a lot about the gaming side of the house. Go give them a follow. Great video. And to follow up with that one, right? Remember I told you I had this huge issue, and this is a running joke. What happened? I think I think Nintendo feels more compelled to do it since they live off the fact that Mario Zelda Pokemon is what keeps them and able to make consoles and third-party wise, everything else smokes it. I mean, absolutely, but even then, like, how much times are you gonna use Mario as a plumber, a fucking basketball player, an astronaut, a fucking a dinosaur rider on Yoshi, a sunshine fucking hero,
Galaxy? The Zelda games, they're not even doing anything new. It's just
the same shit
of the fucking old games.
Same story.
You're not giving me new shit.
Right.
You're not giving me
just in this one,
adventure.
you can engineer shit like Minecraft, but Minecraft been done that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But so the other thing I was going to talk about, right? So if anybody knows my fucking channel, right? I do a lot of gaming, and in the beginning, I used to just talk like this while having a game in the background, right? I have a really nice suit up fucking PC, right? These boys, like Chief over here, calls my shit a NASA computer. And just for shits and giggles, right? I'm gonna show y'all the specs of my fucking computer, right? Just so you guys have idea of what my computer is. And if you haven't already, you can follow me on my channel, which is also here as well. If you look in the bottom of the title, you will see me and Chief's channel there. So go give us a follow. Yes. So I'm gonna put, for example, right, my channel, which this is no secret to anybody, my specs is in my channel, right? So let me switch the screen real quick so y'all can see it, right? This is my channel right here, right? So we go to my channel, right? We see right here it has all my fucking shit, right? But when you go to my about, you're gonna see my PC specs. So I have a motherboard, an MSI Mag, right? Tomahawk Wi-Fi ATX with an LGA 1700 fucking motherboard, right? I have a CPU Intel i9 13 series, right? 3 gigahertz, 24 core quad threaded processor. So this shit can emulate like 128 cores because you could like times 4 that shit, right? I have a CPU cooler, right? That is a fucking factual fucking design Celsius S36, right? I have a memory, right, of a fucking G-Skill Trident Z5 RGB 64 gigs. 2 of them is 232 gigabyte RAMs, right? Actually, no, that's actually not even correct. I have, I think, 4 of them because I have 128 like gigabytes of RAM. So that's actually a lie. It's actually, oh no, my bad. 264. So yeah. So 264. So it's 128 gigabytes of RAM, right? I have my storage, my Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabyte of fucking hardware memory, SSD, right? My video card is an Asus TUF Gaming G4 RTX 4080 series, which is 16 gigs of video fucking RAM, right? My power supply, not big deal, Corsair RM1000, which is one of the highest wattage you could get from a power supply. And then I got a basic case. That's the only thing that's basic in my computer, my case, right? With that being all said, right, I have the most fucking issues with a lot of the most newest games that's been coming out. And Chief and other people make jokes about that shit, right? A 4080 graphics card, and my shit is always crashing on Unreal 5 engine games specifically, right? And I tell these motherfuckers all the time, it's not just me. There's a lot of other fucking YouTubers and shit that has this issue. And fucking that's the little joke that goes on about my fucking computer, right? Not enough power, doing the most PC specs, sum it up. but right, but like with all that shit, and I still have issues, right? So this is why I thought this shit was funny. That I'm bringing this up for a reason, because Charlie, the guy that, if you don't know who Charlie is, he's that long fucking brown hair gentleman that always wear a white t-shirt that like is very popular on YouTube. You're gonna see him in a second. He's having issues with a game recently, and listen to what he has to say about this shit. I want everybody to listen.
Oh, you're talking about penguins?
I am officially peeved. You've
AKA
got my
Penguin
hand
Zero.
seamed and you won't like it when I'm angry. Let's talk about Doom Dark Ages.
We're just
Last night,
talking
I
about
streamed
that
this for
shit.
like 4 hours. I had roughly 21 crashes, something like that. An infuriating experience
21
that
crashes.
makes it borderline unplayable with how often this game would shit the bed. And that is already upsetting enough because I'm a huge Doom fan. I mean, spoiler alert, Doom Eternal is one of my top 50 favorite games. I have a whole fucking statue and display dedicated to it.
Most
Man,
critical
fucking
in his
playing
Twitch.
Surgeon Simulator. I can't figure out how to point my finger at it. And then right underneath that, you might notice there's a Doom Dark Ages collectible statue there too. Because I was extremely excited for this game, but this is beyond disappointing, and I'm not going to try and make excuses and cope about it. It's not acceptable, and
he's a
hasn't
Doom
been.
fan.
Like Dragon's Dogma 2, for example, another game I had huge issues getting to run. Worth noting, I had a different PC back then, so it's not like it's the same PC for both games now. But that game got torn a new asshole for very similar things. But for Doom Dark Ages, that one's getting a full pass, and instead, now I'm being blamed for my experience with this game. So the big thing is that people are saying I should have known not to update my drivers. Bah humbug.
What?
Tui, I spit on that. That is the most outlandish statement I've ever heard. Like a fucking jellyfish sitting on a public beach. It's pissing me off.
Penguin.
When you launch
Hey,
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna be upfront right now. And this, don't take this offensive, DJ. But I remember DJ said you never want to update your new graphics card right away when a new driver comes out.
I'm sorry, DJ.
No,
No.
hold on. Be easy on DJ. He's not the only one that says that, right?
No, I know, but
coworkers at work said the same shit. Other gaming friends I had say the same shit. Listen to me, right? If you can't update your graphics drivers, and he's going to say the same thing, right? If you look right here in his screen, right? It says right here, update drivers are required, right? And the fact that I remember I told DJ this, my friends this, and all that shit, it tells me to update my graphics driver. When I did this in Overwatch too, right? It tells me I cannot run the game unless I put the new Nvidia graphics card driver, right? I have this shit right now, and I'm going to show y'all right now. If I go to this app right here, right, which is where you install it, it tells me there's a new driver from May 12th that I need to install. I haven't installed it because people have been telling me this shit the past fucking year, right? My thing is, I don't buy and this is one reason I didn't want to buy a fucking PC to begin with, right? That I buy the most expensive parts and the most expensive and like high-end fucking specs in a computer you can have. Just a little newsflash, my PC costs almost $5,000, right? But I got it for cheaper by finding it in the right places for like almost $3,500. That's without the monitors. Like my monitors are really fucking nice. But I spent about that much just to hear,
right?
right?
Not lying about that one.
The problem is I don't spend that much to have mediocre performance. And then it's funny because every time I had this conversation with people, they're like, what type of PC you run? And I showed them exactly what I just showed stream right now, right? They're like,
you shouldn't be having problems.
But that's my problem. And then it's like, I remember, and this is back in the day, I played NBA 2K online, right? And 2K used to have to, like, the servers are bad now, but they were terrible in 2010 to like 2016, right? I remember I had to call 2K online because people say you had to call online to see if they could fucking fix your account issue with connecting to their servers and blah, 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 right? The first question the lady asked me on the phone after waiting an hour, she's like, what type of provider are you? Did you try to turn off your router on and off? I was like, yes, I was learning IT in high school. Have you tried this? Yes, I do all this shit. I'm an IT. She's like, oh, okay, so let's skip all the bullshit, whatever, right? And she's like, what type of internet provider you have? Verizon Fios. That was the first fiber optic company at that time. And I was just like, I told him I have Verizon Fios, and she's like, oh, so internet's not your issue. No shit, Sherlock.
No shit.
like, why do you think I'm calling you? And this is my sad
my
problem
God.
with these games, because I'm having these issues, and I have the most boosted fucking PC you could think of, right? People are literally hit me up saying, when are you gonna sell your 4080? You're gonna get the 50 series, right? I have people at work that want to buy my shit. I have friends that want to buy my shit. DJ was one that want to buy my shit. Venom said, if you get that 50 series, let me know, bro. I'll buy that 40 series. I have people willing to pay good top dollars for that 4080. If you look online for the 4080 series, they're selling it more expensive than I bought it 2 years ago, because the 50 and 40 series are sold out, right? But meanwhile, you play a new game that you're supposed to, the minimum requirements, a 2080 series, or a 40 series, or 3060 series, some shit like that, right? I'm way above that. I'm good. And I'm still struggling. Like, bro,
the opposite with me, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. The opposite with me, y'all might not download the newest update on the drivers. And I get it, because some of the updates are shitty or trash. They don't make sense. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They say that they fix certain bugs, but the bugs that they're supposed to fix are still fucking around issues that are lingering around. I only do it because of this reason. Because I know that, like you said, certain games will tell you need the newest update driver to play the fucking game. So guess what I do with my Windows update? Guess what I do with my Nvidia update? I don't give a fuck what kind of Nvidia update it is. I always make sure I do it because of this fucking
fucking message. Right.
Because of this example. Exactly.
But people's like, oh, you should have just not done it. I'm like, bro, the game tells me I need to.
Exactly.
Like, I literally could not play without it, some of these games. But listen what Charlie
only for the 50 series.
He says exactly what I've been saying. I think that doing the most of the peak, he says, summing up most critical in his Twitch, Nvidia is in my Twitch for a reason. Nvidia drivers be tweaking, it's facts for Windows 2. There were numerous updates for Windows 10 and 11 that broke that shit, so it's better to wait to see if it's good. No, I agree with that, but at the same time, if the game forces me, I can't do nothing about that. And then it says that's also true. Nvidia got the PC gaming community in the chokehold, spamming the driver updates, and they do this shit like every 2 weeks. It's not even like a few months. It's like every 2 weeks. No, and only for the 50 series, to do better than DLSS and performance games. Be meh.
My bad, twin. Have you noticed that when it's a pretty bad bug or a situation that they got going on, they make it like every week they have a fucking update. And I've noticed that.
Yeah, one week that had a black screen every fucking game, bro. Like,
we went from every 2 weeks having a fucking update. Now it's every fucking week. I pull up my fucking Nvidia app. Oh, dude, this 1.51, 1.52, 1. Oh, we just going up the numbers at this fucking point.
No, you know what's the worst part? I had to update the whole driver because one game needs to get a fucking driver update. They do the driver update for one game to be compatible. Like, bro, there's no way, bro. But
and then it's compatible with that game, and then it fucks up 3
other ones. Right. But watch what he says here. And this is the part I'm like, I'm so glad there's somebody other than me saying this shit. But go ahead.
Bastard, kicking your legs in your chair, getting really excited.
What the fuck? Why is it screen?
When you launch this bastard, kicking your legs in your chair, getting really excited, it gives you this message saying updated drivers are required, and then it gives you the option of saying yes, updating the drivers to 57640, or just playing with your current drivers.
Yeah, it says it's required. It's gonna crash.
Thus, it's highly recommended. So in a sane person's mind, you'll see that and be like, oh, if I want optimal performance, I'll probably need these drivers, which is what I did. I feel like it's not unreasonable to expect things to work. I mean,
I'm gonna bow down to this man because he thinks like any logical person. If it tells me it's gonna work better with this driver, I don't know that's true or not, but I'm gonna do it, right?
I have to do it.
Nobody like without knowing from experience like we do now that you don't do that shit. When I first got my PC, I learned this because I do IT for a living. For those that don't know, you always do your updates because there's vulnerabilities. If you don't do updates, people will hack your video driver, your fucking Windows operating system, your fucking your hardware devices. If you don't do these updates for your drivers, so you do that just for security purpose too. But my thing is, you do this shit and then you get punished for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So oh, by the way, what Ox was saying was only for the 50 series just to have the better DLS and performance gains be meh, and you can max out the last gen series and be good with Nvidia, right? But yeah, I usually do the graphics drivers updates, just not Windows graphics drivers are just easy to roll back. Facts. It's all part of a grand scheme to have Nvidia monopolize the PC market. No, absolutely. But
No, and it is. It's
AMD
absolutely
is coming back.
That's what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
That's what they're fucking doing.
But continue. Let's watch.
I mean, I guess in 2025 gaming, that is a very high bar to clear, admittedly. But still, in a case like this, you would expect... I feel like it's not unreasonable to expect things to work. I mean, I guess in 2025 gaming, that is a very high bar to clear, admittedly. But still, in a case like this, you would expect this driver rollout to be functional, not just be like a lump of coal Krampus delivers you, but that's exactly what you get. So I downloaded those updated drivers.
I'm not
and
crazy.
There's a very well-known problem.
Crazy.
It's not just me, and it's not
I'm
my
not
PC,
crazy.
contrary to what a lot of free PR warriors are doing for Doom Dark Ages' horrible launch right now. It is a known issue, even just blatantly listed here when it says what drivers needed to play Doom Dark Ages on PC. It says that the game...
The newest driver is 576.4. It says issues with some users who install 576.4. So it requires you to get the highest fucking version, but it's having issues with the highest version. Make fucking sense. But it says it's required. But it's my fault because I didn't know about this until I got the issues. Get the fuck out of my face.
No. You know what's the other crazy part? We want to talk about these driver having issues with new games, right? That are coming out. We want to talk about how we have to do updates. We want to talk about how, and yet they're still charging us a fucking arm and a limb for these fucking prices for the game, just to not work, just to have issues,
and just FYI,
just to have fucking bad bugs.
Just FYI, yo, I ain't gonna lie, Chief. Whenever you, DJ, fucking Danny, Venom, Lala talk shit about my computer not working, just realize it's not just me, you bitches. God damn, bro. Like, let's continue.
No. I know it's not you. That's why I tell you to call NASA real quick, and they'll have you fucking
Dark Ages on PC
up and running.
Even just blatantly listed here when it says what drivers needed to play Doom Dark Ages on PC, it says that the game supported by Nvidia GPUs will need 57640 or higher, and that there is a documented issue. Some users may experience persistent crashing when playing the game on 57640. This is a very well documented
the newest
issue.
one.
Tons and tons and tons.
Hold on,
bro. That is crazy that a big company's posting.
Hold on. What's the newest version right here that I had to install? 57640. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. I got update. And just to FYI for y'all to know, this came out. This came out yesterday, bro. Yesterday.
No.
This video.
Twin, bring back the Nvidia. Bring back the Nvidia window. Look at the fucking things that it's fucking showing on the fucking thing. The DSL, the RTX right there on the ads. It's showing the whole Doom and everything, and it's telling you what games are going to be compatible with what.
With this new driver. It literally says game ready driver details for Doom Dark Ages. You have to download, if you have Doom, you have to download the new one because this new driver update is specifically for one fucking game.
Twin, just to get told that you're still gonna have issues.
But I'm crazy, y'all. When I update the game, because Overwatch 2 used to tell me you have to update your, and Marvel Rivals told me the same shit too. And then I crashed 10, 12 times on that fucking game. And y'all like, why are you having PC issues with the PC you have? No, dick mouse. How about you ask Nvidia, not me? But continue.
Fuck. Oh, no. We got to the problem that it was Nvidia, your graphics card.
Bro, my blood, my heart rate is going so high. Like I'm playing COD right now, just hearing this shit.
Did you say, are you out of warranty?
Very well documented issue. Tons and tons and tons of people are having. And then I'll read comments like
shout out for DJ too.
On the video where it says yes or play. He chooses yes to update instead of just clicking play. It didn't force you to update your drivers, Charles. You did this yourself.
Shout out for
what
DJ.
Kind of victim blaming shit is
listen,
like this documented issue. Tons and tons and tons
this
of people
part
are
right
having.
here.
And then I'll read comments like this. One of the top
Everybody's
comments on the
having, not
video
just him.
where it says yes or play. He chooses yes to update instead of just clicking play. It didn't force you to update your drivers, Charles. You did this to yourself. What kind of victim blaming shit is this? Do you also shake your fist, rub your chin, and say the same thing when a family gets carjacked or something? Well, shouldn't have been driving. That's on you. Granted, that's a very extreme example, but this is stupid. How is it my fault for trusting that these updated drivers they are pushing would work? Why am I to blame as opposed to them for rolling out a non-functioning product right now? What?
Listen.
It's fucking ridiculous,
Charlie, thank you. Because when I tell these motherfuckers that how is it my fault to expect that the product you sold me will fucking work? I'm the idiot for assuming that. But then when I ask people what graphics card I should get to have the best PC experience, everybody says Nvidia. But then when I update my graphics card for Nvidia, right? When I update it, they tell me, oh, you dumbass, why did you update your graphics card? For the best graphics card? If it's the best graphics card, why don't it work? You tell me it's the best one in the market, but get mad at me that I update the best graphics card in the market. That's like me getting a Lamborghini because it's the best fucking fastest car in the market. But God knows they say, oh, if you want to make it go faster, add this turbocharge, and people are like, oh, you added the fastest turbocharge on the best car in the planet? What's wrong with you? Like, are y'all fucking retarded?
At that point, Twin, just go with the ports.
Bro. Right, and then I have an Intel, which is the best CPU in the market, and they have problems with the Nvidia graphics card for Unreal 5 games, and then I had motherfuckers tell me, "Well, you should have never got Intel. It's not a gaming CPU." But for the longest time, people always got Intel because it's the best CPU, no matter what function you need it for. It's the best all-around CPU. Unlike AMD, that's just only specific for gaming. With Intel, you could do gaming, web, like operating system work on it. You could do VMs. All this shit is good for everything.
Outlast did that too?
Yeah, oh yeah, Outlast, yeah, had the PC in the chokehold, but it pisses me off because it's like, why the fuck am I punished for buying the best product apparently that you motherfuckers told me was the best product, and it's my fault for trying to update the best product. If it's the best product, why would the updates be an issue? I'm just asking for a friend. like, make that shit make sense. That's like me getting the fucking the best fucking that's like me getting the best microphone product in the fucking in the world, and then it says you have to update the microphone product so it still performs in the best state, and now update the microphone product. They're like, you updated it? What's wrong with you? If it's the best product, I should expect that update should work for it since it's the best product. Like, I just don't understand that rule. That is the rule. AMD equals gaming, Intel equals all around, but can excel in gaming. Exactly. That's the exact reason why I got the Intel, because it does all around. So if I want to do video editing, when I want to do virtual machines, when I want to do fucking task functions, the Intel is supposed to be able to do it all, and AMD is just super focused only on gaming only. But if I'm making this shit, right, I need to have Intel because it does those other functions very well. But you're telling me I'm punished for picking the best all-around CPU in the market.
This is why I'm saying, this is why I've been saying, not just with the consoles, but the gaming industry right now, it's so down bad that instead of trying to dig themselves out of whatever situation they are, they just dig themselves in a deeper fucking hole, bro. And it's like, why the fuck is this happening in the gaming industry right now? And instead of helping their customers, they just fuck you over.
See, this is shit that makes me want to strangle DJ. He says, Intel is straight if you go back one gen.
Why do I have to go back one gen? Why do I have to? I'm sorry, DJ. I love you. You're a great person. You're smart. How you doing? How you doing? Let me ask you that. Because in the right mind, why the fuck would I be going back one gem when I want the best CPU to run the best Nvidia card to not go one back gen? Why the fuck would I have to go one?
That's like
I get it.
That's like I buy the PS5. I'm having gaming issues. They're like, "Oh, you should just stay with the PS4 Pro. It's better." Like, no, I bought the PS5 because it's technically better. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit make no sense. But let's get back to this video because I want to hear everything he says is exactly why I told you motherfuckers and anybody that tells me this stupid shit in chat in my lives or whatever. Just
huge issues getting to run. Worth noting, I had a different PC back then, so it's not like it's the same PC for both games now. But that game got torn a new asshole for very similar things. But for Doom Dark Ages...
Oh shit.
Message 570.
Rewind it, my bad.
It's not yours are doing for Doom Dark Ages horrible. What drivers needed to play Doom? You're hushing comments on the video where it says yes or play. He chooses yes to update instead of just clicking play. It didn't force you to update your drivers, Charles. You did this to yourself. What kind of victim-blaming shit is this? Do you also shake your fist, rub your chin, and say the same thing when a family gets carjacked
That's what I'm
or
saying,
something?
DJ.
Stupid. How is it my fault for trusting that these updated drivers they are pushing would work? Why am I to blame as opposed to them for rolling out a non-functioning product right now? What sense does that make? Where is the justice in that take? Hindsight's 2020. Looking back on it, yeah, obviously downloading the new drivers was not a good idea, but there's no way to have known that wasn't going to be a good idea without downloading the drivers in the fucking first place, Poindexter. There would be no way for me to know that because these drivers rolled out on launch. So I didn't even have any data to go by if I wanted to look up to make sure the drivers were functional.
And this is what happened to me in work one time. It was very similar, right? So I have my coworker who's my partner, right? And we're getting help from another fucking system admin or engineer, right? And he's doing these fucking updates to the system, right? And then he's asking, because he's getting these instructions to how to do this for the system, right? When he's doing it for the system, these updates, he asked the guy that is supposed to be helping him out because he's seen this been done before. I do this step, this step, this step, and I just click enter when I type in this command. He said, yeah, he types enter and it starts the process to update the system. He said, oh, by the way, you should have sent did a snapshot, which is a backup, right, for this system before you ran that command. He said, why? He said, because if this fucking update just stops working midway through the update and it fucks up the whole system. He said, why the fuck you didn't tell me this shit before I ran this fucking command? And he said, oh, he said, I thought you would have knew. He said, if I'm asking you how to do this system update, how the fuck would I know what this fucking command was gonna fucking do? And then he's like, bro, that's the equivalent of you telling me, oh, if you want to have a good swim, go to this lake. It's a really nice lake, and it's really like freaking clean, and it's like nice and warm. I jump in the lake, and then I start getting bited by piranhas. I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, you didn't know there was piranhas? And then it's like, bro, you didn't tell me there was fucking piranhas. Like, I thought you would have knew there was piranhas in there. You never told me. I've never been in this fucking lake. Like, when you said that shit, I was honestly crying. Like, and this is the exact thing right here.
And like DJ said earlier in the chat,
you don't know this magic.
what he said, but yet the fact that we can't have a proper working equipment all around is insane.
Yeah,
I agree. Why the fuck are they overcharging? And this goes for every company. It's not just overcharging us for consoles, not just overcharging us for games, not just overcharging us for certain things, but it's like you're overcharging for everything your guys coming out just for a product to half-ass work.
Right.
Why the fuck am I paying a lot of money for a fucking console, a PC part, a fucking game that I'm getting robbed on? At the end of the day, I'm getting robbed.
Right.
You're not giving me the full capacity of my product that I'm buying, that I'm paying for.
Right.
And then when we talk about it as entertainers, as YouTubers, as people that we want to voice our opinion, it's a motherfucking issue. Oh, we're talking bad about the company. Oh, we didn't give the company a chance. But it's like, what do you expect for us to fucking do? Just shut the fuck up and be a good boy and continue having the issues that we're having when we're overpaying for half the shit that we own?
Twin, imagine you bought $1 million Bugatti, and that Bugatti had issues right off the rip. And then people tell you after spending $1 million on your Bugatti, oh, you know, shit like this happens to your car. $1 million Bugatti. If I spend $1 million, that shit should not have issues for a decade.
You know what I'm gonna do, Twin?
Fucking Jesus, bro.
This is what I'm gonna do. Look, you want to ask me that question again? You want to fucking ask me that question again?
Bro, you spend $1 million on a product, right? And I bet you anybody in this chat, anybody that's watching this, you spend $1 million on a product, right? You expect that bitch to work or else. Or there's gonna be violence type of shit, right? I don't care if it's $500, $1 million. If I'm paying high tier product, anything that's more than like fucking $25, I'm putting in the conversation like I'm taking this shit seriously, right? Definitely when it's gaming. If it's $60 or more for a game, I expect this shit to be top tier. If I'm paying over fucking $400 for a console, I expect this shit to be top tier. If I'm spending over $1,200 on a PC, I expect this shit to be top tier. And I'm having issues? No, bro.
No, and you know what else pisses me off now that we're in this topic is like you said earlier, when you were having your fucking 2K problem or whatever the fuck it was, you called, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue I have too. We have an issue. It says call the customer service number, call this so you can get your shit fixed. They want to treat me like the dumbass, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've rebooted my shit. I've done updates. I've done the in and outs that I have to do, the bare minimum that you would know as a consumer to do before you fucking call for the issue. Reboot, restart, you know, all the fucking usual stuff that you would do.
Right.
You call customer service so they can help you with your fucking problem, but instead of fucking helping you, they treat you like you have the fucking 3 heads of a fucking dragon, Dumb and Dumber, and the other one.
Right.
And it's like, bro, I'm calling you because I'm having this issue. I looked it up on YouTube. I talked to friends. I talked to everybody and their fucking mother. I'm not the only one having this issue. Can you fucking help me out? As a fucking person selling me the product, your fucking job is to help me out instead of making me feel like a dumbass, and instead of insulting me and not fucking knowing what the fuck I'm doing, y'all fucking sit here and fucking treat me like, oh, return it to the store and just buy a whole new one. If that was the case, I would have been on that shit.
Right.
But no, I want to fix the issue instead of buying a whole new product that I'm going to go through the same issue again.
And the problem is the rebuy something else shit. It's the stupidest product stupidest idea because this graphic card right now is going for $2,000. I spent $2,000 on a graphics card, not the PC, a graphics card. I expect this shit to fucking have Wi-Fi, building Wi-Fi. I expect this shit to cure cancer. I expect this shit to fucking send me to the moon and back when I want to. I'm paying $2,000 just for a card, not for the PC, a card, bro. Like, bro, let's get back to the video. I'm
no, DJ, high, bro. I get that they deal with a lot of stupid people, but the simple fact that they deal with a lot of stupid, they reciprocate that shit back to the customers that are not stupid,
like
that
me,
that are calling without an attitude, that are calling just because they want to fix the product instead of having to go back, return it because they have warranty or whatever the case it could be. I get that. I get that they deal with a lot of stupid, ignorant people, but at the end of the day, there's different people you're gonna deal with in this world. But help at the end of the day is help me fix the product. Help me fix my shit that I fucking pay for. Don't fucking treat me like a dumbass. Don't treat me like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, they use
help
the word
me.
in the script.
I'm calling for a fucking, I'm calling for a reason.
But real quick, Twin,
Not just
Arx has a point right here, but this is where I'm gonna go against it. There's where you messed up, that they don't know either somehow or get more help online with a community than you can support these days. If that's the case, right? If there's more people that they can so-called support per se, right? Hire more fucking people. That means you're getting, if you have that community is going that big, that means you're making more money. If you're making more money, that means you could hire more positions. So if you're not hiring more positions to take care of this issue, That's a them problem. And then the second problem with that fucking statement, Ox, right? The second problem I have with that is if you're having this many issues that is causing that much people in your community to call for support, you should have had this shit right to begin with, or at least 99% right. Because back in the day when we played PlayStation 1 games, Nintendo 64, GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, which people forget, Xbox 360 didn't push patches all the time. It was starting the Xbox One and PS4 that started happening. If a game didn't come out right, like people would like outrage, and that was rare. But most of the time, games had to come out right the first time, and that's it, right? Now they're using that fallback as a patch for every fucking game. It's not even like you're patching one issue. You're patching 20,000 issues on a game. People's like, oh, the games are bigger and all that shit. But then your development team is bigger. Your fucking your engines actually create majority of the game for you already, and all this crap that makes the game development even more easier. People talk about how much more expensive, how much tools they got to use, but they don't talk about how much useful tools that they have that made a lot of the hard parts easier. If you ever use Unreal or Unity, right, like those engines create the whole atmosphere for you, the whole forest and all this crap for you. Back then, you had to make every little pixel for these shits in the 90s and 80s. You don't gotta do that no more. So I don't want to hear that bitch ass excuse, because y'all fucking took that paycheck, y'all took that money, you took all that shit.
Exactly. And you ran with it. And you ran with it.
And then on top of that, you get all these tools and you still can't get the job done. Time to find another field. Right. But let's go back to this shit. But I've been rambling because of this shit. But
it literally came out for that. So the only way to know that it was dog shit was to eat the dog shit first. And now that I tasted it, I can spit it back up and be like, man, wish I had known. Like, because they disguised it. They put that dog shit in a really appetizing dish and then fed it to me.
And a chocolate brownie.
And you know that because of me guinea pigging it for you. It's a stupid take and a crazy way of trying to pass the blame on this experience to me, as opposed to the multi-billion-dollar corporation that can't get a fucking launch right. I think it is silly and unreasonable for blaming people that updated their drivers when the game itself is shoving it down their throat like a big chode, and people are just updating the drivers. Plus, for what it's worth, I did roll it back to previous drivers and still had crashing. Now, not as severe, not as frequent, but it's still there. It is just an issue. And
he's a multi-billion-dollar company. Let me say something right here. Nvidia net worth, as measured by its market capitalization, is approximately 3.30 trillion. Not billion, not billion, not billion. They are worth $3 trillion. So he undercooked that statement. They're worth $3 trillion fucking dollars. Just realize, bro, it takes $999,000,001 to make 1 billion. 1 billion. That's a lot of millions that go in 1 billion. Now imagine $999 billion to make 1 trillion. Right? 999 plus $1 makes $1 trillion. And times 3 that. That's dumb amount of money. Dumb amount of money. Dumb amount of money.
And that's the problem with these companies, is that they're worth so much. They're big companies that they have good reputation just to make a shitty product, and then they don't give a fuck about the consumer. They don't give a fuck about the customer. It's just like, it's mind-boggling that when you first started, you were, we're for the customer. We want to make it right. We want to give you a good product. And now that you made it to where you are good in life, that you're sitting in money, you're like, nah.
$3.3 trillion worth of money.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, we made this product. If it works, it works. Let them deal with the issue. What happened to when you first started and you were like, we're for the customers, we're for the people, we're for your money, we're for all of that.
But
like
Chief,
companies nowadays,
fuck me for expecting a $3.3 trillion company to get shit right. Fuck me, right?
No, and that's what they're saying to the consumers. That's what they're saying to the customers. Fuck y'all. Y'all deal with it, but we already made our money, and we ran with your money.
Yeah.
Like, that's honestly what the fuck you're saying.
But
Like,
fuck
honestly.
me for expecting a $3.3 trillion company to get shit right. Fuck me. But you know.
But then, like I
Other
said
people
earlier,
updated-
but like I said, Twin. For example, Penguins is talking on this.
Yeah.
We're talking on this. Imagine other entertainers that are gonna come out and say shit about Nvidia now. Oh, we're in the wrong for talking negative about Nvidia. We shouldn't have done that. We should have just dealt with the problem and go and talk to them instead of blastering it everywhere. Instead of putting it on X, instead of putting it on Instagram, instead of putting it on TikTok, instead of putting it on YouTube. They don't want us to speak about it and speak our mind and say, oh, you guys are worth $1 trillion company, but yet we've been trying to tell you about this problem, and now it's taking you until now that there's people coming out and speaking about it to do something
And
about
like
it.
Aug just said, our national debt is $37 trillion. Nvidia could shave $3 trillion off that 37. That's how much money they got. But let's continue the video.
Which is
frequent,
fucking
but it's still
mind-boggling.
there. It is just an issue. And other people updated their drivers because of the crashing on previous drivers, only to make it worse. So, like, it is.
So they
I think it's just
reverted the
stupid to
drivers
be
and
blaming
still
people
had the
for
same amount of
updating these
issues,
drivers
just
when the game
slightly
is
less
telling them that it's
crashes.
required to do so, and the drivers roll
Rather than
out
20
with the
crashes,
known
I get
issue of
10.
persistent crashing. That's craziness. They are the ones at fault, not the players that did what they were asked to do. Now, another thing that I keep seeing people say is that it's my PC. It's truly just unique to Charles's PC. Load a hooey. Absolute barnacles on that take as well. My PC can run pretty much any game ever. This is 100% the drivers being trash, and also just the game not being optimized for PC at all.
And that's just crazy when they tell a content creator like us, right, that have PCs designed to do streaming, videos, and fucking games, that is ours. You think I'm gonna be a fucking gaming channel or a podcast channel, right? And you expect me to have a fucking $20 built PC to do this shit? OBS alone will fry a lot of computers running with any other fucking program alone, right? And you think me running OBS with a fucking demanding game like Black Myth Wukong and a YouTube video in the background and all that shit is gonna require like me to use $100 PC and expect no issues? Come on, bro. Give some decent respect to most of these fucking streamers that give a fuck.
No, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're targeting streamers just because streamers want to fucking speak their mind. They want to say, hey, what the fuck is up? Wake the fuck up. We're paying you this amount of money for your fucking product. Why the fuck is our product not fucking working? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
But they think me, a guy that's not even just a content creator, but also a person that fucking just love gaming and do IT for a living, is gonna have a $20 PC. Like, you really think I would have a cheap ass PC and try to run this shit? I'm an IT, guys. Like, I'm in IT. Like, it's like, bro, I do this shit for a living, dealing with technology, and you think I'm gonna use the most poised, great technology to run these games? Fuck.
This is a known issue.
Like, they're
across
fucking
the board.
retarded.
Now, I've done hours worth of troubleshooting and testing, which, by the way, I think is just so fucking stupid that in 2025 you roll out the game, you push the game out, you send it, you sell the game, and yet the first people to play it are basically your beta testers.
Right.
Like, come on.
Like,
why can't we release
Full
optimized products anymore? Except for something like Expedition 33 that I can't stop glazing and gushing grannies about enough. But that game is truly perfect in the modern day and age, where I had no issues with it. Even with Unreal 5, I didn't even have any fucking issues, which is notorious for having like stuttering, crashing, and all kinds of other problems, a plethora of issues. Not a single fucking one for me. Yet somehow, Doom Dark Ages makes it almost unplayable. I'm getting off on a tangent. I am absolutely...
Pause it right there.
I'm turning tomato red, I think. Point is...
Okay.
Twin, I understand where this man is coming, because like I said, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not wrong, like I said in the first stream that we made, the first episode of the podcast, why is it that big companies like this are not stepping up to the plate, but yet smaller companies are taking advantage of the situation that big companies are fucking up right now? They're stepping up to the plate, and like I said, right now I feel like we're in a exactly right now. we're in a position
Power
that
World.
big companies are fucking up pretty bad.
Yep.
That I feel like it's time for
Helldivers.
the bigger companies to fucking step up to the plate and deliver games. Because if y'all don't take advantage of fucking big companies like this one that are making trillions of money,
But Repo's
if
fucking
y'all
the
not
game
smart
industry.
enough, if y'all not smart enough to step up to the plate, then I don't know when the fuck you're gonna get another opportunity to step up to the plate, deliver good games, and let the people judge you. Let the people, like Penguins just said, Expedition 33, and you like said it in the previous stream, Twim. It took 33 people. Mind you, how big is Doom? How big is that company? How many people that fucking had to deal with that game? And yet you did not give two fucks that you let it out to your beta, and your beta was even having fucking problems playing it themselves. You know what I mean?
I'm a
So
fucking
right now,
basketball fan. I know this because of NBA 2K has like damn near 1,000 developers and constant
Exactly.
fuck ups. But Schedule
Exactly.
1 had like 1 or 2 bugs that we deal with. Like one of the houses, the neighbors sometimes don't come out that you could sell drugs to and that. And like there was another one where you could get stuck on this part of the grass, but it literally has a button where you can respawn if you get stuck, right? Which fixes that problem. And that's created by one guy. You know what I'm saying? But then these AAA titles that have 50 people cannot fucking do it. Like,
and you're right, Ox. I feel like at that point, yeah, let us vote. Let us vote with a fucking wallet. Let us do whatever the fuck pleases us. And we need to have a stand because I know that some, and I'm glad that he's speaking on it because either some YouTubers, either some entertainers are not going to speak on it because they don't want to ruin their reputation with that company, either
no,
because
they're
they're getting
paid by those
sponsored.
motherfuckers.
No, and that's where I was getting.
Yeah.
They're getting sponsored by them, or either they don't want to talk about it because they like their products and they don't want to be screwed down the line.
Or they're like
when they
cucks, like
fucking buy them.
Nintendo people. Like cucks. We can say
no,
it,
they're more.
cucks.
Nintendo people are more than cocks. Let's just put it that way.
Cucks, bro.
I don't even have a word to describe fucking. I don't even want to speak and think about Nintendo. I don't even want to breathe Nintendo right now. They can go fuck themselves. Okay, go sink at the bottom of the fucking ocean. Anyways,
Facts.
I feel like right now, small indie games, it's time for you to step up, take advantage of what's happening
They
with these
been
bigger
twin.
companies, and fucking make great games. It's
That-
time for y'all to shine. It's time for y'all to fucking let people vote. Go the whole 9 yards.
Repro, Schedule 1, Helldivers, Power World, they're all shafting the fucking industry. And I'm proud of that shit. Seeing
No,
that shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's continue. We're at the end of this video. But
We are fighting amongst ourselves for no reason when the main villain here is the corporations that rolled out something they knew wasn't working well. This is a $70 AAA title. That should come with an expectation that it is optimized to the best of their ability, that it's at least working for the vast majority of people. I understand you're never going to get something that runs flawlessly for everybody with how many different rigs there are out there. I've talked about that a lot. I get that.
Everybody says that shit.
This is such a widespread, common problem that this prevalence should indicate that this is a pretty bad PC launch. This is not the fault of players who did what the game asked them to do. This is the fault of these companies that rolled out something that is just not in a good state. So now I've had to spend hours troubleshooting, not only myself, but tons of players have had to spend hours troubleshooting to find some combination of settings and changes that work, like disabling integrated graphics and all kinds of other different
I've done that shit for a lot of games, like Marvel Rivals.
Measures to try and take to make this game function without crashing.
I had to fucking load my Intel cores, chat, just to run Black Myth Wukong. And then I found out I don't have to do that just for Black Myth Wukong because that was the first major game that was Unreal 5 that I had on my PC. But every Unreal fucking 5 engine game that came out after, including Marvel Rivals, I have to do that.
And people are just saying, you know, it's part of the experience. That's to be expected. It's not, though. Like Expedition.
No, it's not.
It's not because in 2010, when I had a PC,
y'all just trying to cover it up.
When I had a PC in 2010 for gaming, I never had the amount of issues I do now since having one since 2022, and which is the reason why I didn't want to buy one originally. But
33 proved that that shouldn't be the norm. It can be done. Doom Dark Ages just didn't do it, and it sucks. It really does, because the game's good. I'm enjoying the game. I don't like it as much as Eternal right now, but I am still liking the game. and I'm still early in it, I could end up liking it more than Eternal. Of course, that's assuming I get to play more than in these 10-minute chunks in between crashes. Now, the solutions that I've implemented here, they seem to be working. I've been able to play issue-free for about an hour straight, which is a new personal record here for this game. So we'll see if that holds up today on stream. But yeah, anyway, it just made me really frustrated that for years, games that have had bad PC launches have been rightfully called out. But in this case with Doom Dark Ages, it's no longer like the game itself or the Nvidia or anything. It's now the finger being pointed at players like it's their fault. Like, oh, it's just your shitty PC, or well, you should.
Well, my PC is worth more than your fucking rent for 3 months. Fuck out my face.
Should have known not to update those drivers. Now
I'm gonna say that one more time for the people that didn't see my face. My PC is worth more than you motherfuckers spending 3 months worth of rent. But it's my
not
PC.
only that, Twin. No, Twin. Twin, it's not even that. Your PC is more worth than the fucking graphics card itself.
No, and not even that, right? My graphics card alone makes it worth more money now. But not even that. Just my PC, the way I bought it, like at that time I bought it, it's worth more than most of y'all fucking used cars. But we ain't gonna talk about that shit, bro. We're gonna talk about it's my PC. Fuck out of here, bro.
Fuck, that's your fault. Like I just think that is so dumb. My PC's a fucking monster, by the way. Like, it's just not my PC, and I think in a lot of these cases I've read about, it's not the PC there at fault either. It is truly just they are openly stating that this is a known issue with these drivers, and also the game itself just has a crashing problem even outside of the driver update. So yeah.
I hate Ox right now. He said, be punished for your greed and more power. Listen, bro, I'm gonna be the Emperor Palpatine if I have to, damn it, just to prove a fucking point, bro. Like, fuck all that, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, start electrifying everybody.
Right. My bad for trying to fry all you motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
This man right here, bro. Unreal. LOL, bro. Like, my bad that I just want to have a top tier PC. It's my fault,
That's
bro.
fucking
It's
crazy,
my fault
bro.
that I gave a damn about making a good product, you know, unlike these fucking gaming companies. It's my fault that I gave a damn. Fuck me, not the corporations. I know he's surely, but there's people that will actually believe that shit. But fuck me for trying to make a good fucking gaming PC. That's why I can enjoy gaming to its maximum heights. Fuck me for doing that,
I'll be
bro.
back.
Yeah, but let's finish this out real quick. Wow,
that should be what the focus is. An expensive AAA game with another bad PC port launch. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's about it. So yeah.
So, and the reason why I say this shit is because this is shit that I always get every fucking day, right? So, if you haven't watched fucking Penguins and Charlie, whatever, like his real name, go follow him. Really fucking great creator. And I just love how he talks about shit that like a lot of people are afraid to talk about. And that's one thing I'm going to be an advocate for. Down the line, if this podcast gets popular and y'all share this to other people and let people know about this podcast and whatnot, that if y'all got issues like this, for example, I want y'all to tell us, bro. I want you to join our Discord as well. Let us know in our Cash Group Mafia Discord and just, you know, talk about this shit with other people, bring awareness, and then make this shit more popular. We're going to post this on YouTube, of course, right? Which we always do just for the purpose of people can rewatch this, share it, and spread this type of awareness. Because the one thing I'm getting sick of as a PC user, right? I love PC gaming way more than consoles. I will say that ever since I switched to it, my PS5 right below here and my right side of my desk has been collecting fucking dust. But even though it's been collecting dust, you know, this is exclusive for the PS5, which is why I kept it. But the thing that's pissing me off as a PC user is I have a PC, I spend all this money on it, and then I have to troubleshoot for like hours or days for certain fucking games that come out. And it's usually the bigger the titles, the bigger the issues. But the problem is, this shouldn't be a fucking issue at all, right? And then, DJ, if you could put the gaming server too, just so for people that like gaming stuff like this, the gaming server too. Another thing I want to mention too is, did I interrupt you, Twin?
No. I don't mean to interrupt you, but another thing that I want to say to what you were saying right now is If you guys feel like you guys might not feel like you guys have a voice, me and my twin, we don't give a fuck. You can be a big company, you can be a small company, you can be a mediocre company. We're not gonna hold back on our fucking words because we want to be as real as much as we can be uncensored as much as we can be, to an extent that obviously we have to follow guidelines, we have to follow rules. We can't say certain things, or we can't say certain words, or express a certain way. We get that. But when it comes to us having a voice for you guys and us expressing how we feel because these companies are being fucking ridiculous, even if we were getting sponsored, let's say, if we were already a big channel and we were getting sponsored, fuck all of that, because you're not gonna shut me up just because, hey, I'm sponsoring your channel and we're giving you this shit for free, or we're giving you this, in return. Like, no, fuck all of that. We are the voice for you guys. Let us know how you guys feel. Let us know in the Discord, hey, we're going through the same problem. You know what? Me and my team will sit right here, talk about it, make you guys feel better, because at the end of the day, you guys are not the only ones going through this. We are going through it, me and my twin. But not only me and my twin, there's thousands of people in the internet that are going through this shit too as well.
Facts.
So just remember, you guys are not alone. We are your voice. We can voice for you. And just know that we love you, chat, and that we will always be here to be for real to you guys, as real as we can be.
And I'm gonna be real, like down the line, if we ever get contract endorsements and all this shit coming our ways, I'm gonna make one thing very clear. And I think Chief already knows based on me. This is how I am with also my regular channel. That if down the line I get sponsors and all this crap, my rule is, and I'm gonna be like other YouTubers I know that I love, like the Black Hokage. If you haven't watching YouTube, he used to be called Mono War Negro, great ass content creator. He made when he signs these deals, he tells these platforms like one. There's no agreement I'm gonna take that's gonna say, "Oh, you can't say X, Y, Z about my company." I'm not gonna say any agreement that says that shit. I don't give a fuck. If you want me to test out your thing, you want me to fucking talk about your product, I want 100% fair use of you saying anything about your product.
Yep.
If it's great, don't worry. I'm gonna fucking talk my shit of how great this game or product or company is. But if that shit's trash, I will let it be known. Now, if you let me get it for free and whatever, I'm gonna say this is my critiques, right? But if I'm playing a fucking game of yours and it's just fucking so terrible, fucks my PC and all this shit, let it be known you're gonna hear the wrath of my fucking voice. And I think me both both agree in that shit, that there's no way
I do.
We're gonna let no fucking company tell us what we can and cannot say. Fuck that shit, bro. You're trash, you're trash, you're good, you get your flowers. Do your job and you won't get these bad fucking reviews from us.
Because at the end of the day, if we're being held to our standards, why are these big corporations that are making trillions of money not being held to their standards? Especially when you are attacking the consumers, you are attacking the people that are buying your product. Like, no, fuck all of that. Fuck your shit. Fuck whatever you have to tell me. And if you want to fucking part ways from us being your partners or whatever the fuck it is, by all means, I'm not gonna cry about it. We're not gonna cry about it, because at the end of the day, I'd rather be real to our audience than to fucking eat our own words, and then for fucking our audience to come back and be like, hey, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or when you first started your channel, you were all up against this. No, we want to be real as we can be to the end. Wherever this channel is gonna go, that's how real we're gonna be to the end of whatever it could be.
And yeah, like pretty much though, I like this is just no amount of money that's gonna make me sell my soul to be just so dedicated to a company that like I'm not gonna fucking tell the truth about the shittiness of that company. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I just can't do that because I can't swallow my pride to do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's because if I was getting fucked by that company, I want people to tell me that, yo, don't buy this shit. This shit is trash. I'm gonna be 100. So if I want people to tell me the truth like that, I'm expected to tell the truth. And I don't like about certain games where people fucking like, get endorsed by that game and shit. And they're like, you can't slander our company if you get endorsed by our game. And like, that's what I like about Marvel Rivals. They have their content creators allowed to fucking tell the community when they don't like things and don't like. They say in the rules apparently that just don't say fuck you and y'all trash, but they say this is a problem. Y'all need to fucking fix this. They're allowed to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, So,
No, yeah.
but my thing is when there's a company that in the past, and I think EA was very notorious for this, and 2K is huge notorious for this. You can't slander and critique the problems at all. Now, if you say, "Oh, I want a little bit better dribbling animations and whatever," they're fine with that. But then they say, "Yo, this shit is fucking unplayable. This shit is fucking broken. Y'all need to fix this shit. And why the hell you patch a VC glitch?" But you don't patch the fucking problems that people are hacking in the game and winning games and shit. And Zen, which is like the shooting coding that makes you make every shot. And it's like people can't call that shit out. So then you have to lose your little 2K logo and sponsorship from 2K
Yep.
in order to fucking
Yep.
slander 2K. And then 2K is just like, "Oh, you slander a game? You can't come to 2K community night. Fuck you." No, fuck you. You make billions of dollars per
Yep.
year, right?
Yep.
For 1 year of selling the game. And top of that, that's just from sales. That's not even from the microtransaction. They make 3/4 of the revenue from sales, 1/4 from selling the game. So they sell the game for $60 and $70, and then the special, the special edition is like $80 or $100. No, $100. So $20 raise to get to the special edition, and then like the ultimate edition, which is called like the gold edition, whatever, right? Or legend edition is $120. Then you have to pay $100 for a My Player. Then you have to pay $50 for this, and you have to pay $50 for this My Team card. You need to pay $50 for animations, and then you spend like over 2 G's on one game that only like you can only use for 1 year before everything's obsolete. Because the next year comes out with the new rosters. Like it's like, bro, like if they told me to not say no shit about that, oh hell no, bro. I'm gonna slap that. I'm gonna slap the shit out of them with that contract. I'm gonna look at you, Chief. I'm like, you got a problem with this shit? Because I'm like, I'm not fucking signing it. You got a problem? Tell me now, type shit. I already know
no,
Chief.
no.
Not,
Listen. If we get slammed with that fucking contract and we don't like it, we're just gonna look at each other and guess what?
I'm gonna break them like the Nintendo Switch.
Nah, we call him Venom. Fuck that. Venom's gonna be on speed dial, dog. He can handle our fucking work. Fuck all of that, bro. Talk to Big Bro right here.
I swear, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's the shit that's pissing me off about the gaming community because of that shit. And even with BMW, for example, a car company selling you fucking heated seats. I have a 2004 BMW, and that shit has heated seats. You know what I'm saying? You tell me I'm buying the most modern version, I have to pay a subscription for that?
No, that's ridiculous.
That's wild, bro. Like, and they're trying to see how much they can get away with. That's why I'm like, bro, I was always thinking about switching to an Audi, right? Over Audi, whatever, over a fucking BMW recently for my next car. And then my last car is going to be a Lambo. But like, my 10-year goal is to get the Lambo. My next like 3 to 5 year goal is going to be at the Audi. But it's just like, bro, it's fucking ridiculous out here, bro.
Just make sure you don't get the fastest turbo to your Lambo.
Oh yeah, because if I had the turbo and it fucking fucks it up. Remember, RJ, you put the turbo. What were you thinking? You put the latest turbo on one of the nicest luxurious car, and you expect it to work? What's wrong with you? Like, fucking Jesus, bro.
No, yeah,
I can't,
like I've been preaching. It's ridiculous that these companies are starting to see other companies do certain things, and they're just copying and pasting what those companies are doing, and they think that they can get away, and they think that we don't have a voice. Because guess what? The first thing that somebody's gonna do after you fuck them over is to go to social media. Think about it. We're in 2025. Nothing gets bypassed social media anymore.
That's
Like,
why I don't. But that's why I don't understand why they make you sign these agreements that you can't slander them. Don't worry, I won't. But the other fucking million people will. So why does it matter if it was 1,000,001? I just don't understand that, bro. It's funny because the 2K community doesn't understand that. They will make the 20, 30 people, content creators, that barely get 10,000 fucking views. The only reason why they're in 20,000 views now is because they signed with 2K, and 2K pushes them out on their own channel. And it's like they get 20,000 views and they afraid of slander, but fucking Chris Smooth that made the beginning one of the 2K old heads, right, has like 10 million people on his channel, and he slanders them for free. Like, so it's like, what? So you're worried about this guy with 20,000 viewers, whatever, that you signed to your platform to not slander you, but you're not worried about the guy that already have 10 million. It's like it doesn't matter if I slander you or not with 20,000 viewers or whatever, because the guys with millions are already doing that.
No, which is
It just makes no
I don't know.
sense.
I don't know what these companies think, and I don't know what their success is trying to be of getting away with certain things. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, big companies, AAA companies, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, you're not getting away with things. If I didn't see it, if I didn't notice it, what makes you think the other fucking 1.1 million that live in this fucking earth are not gonna see and read through your bullshit that you're fucking doing? I'm just letting y'all know.
And yo, shout out to fucking DJ saying that, like, yo, we ain't sellouts. That's facts. And then also
Facts.
to go let them know the product is trash. Get back in the kitchen and make something better. Don't worry.
Facts.
Don't worry. I'm gonna tell you, Aux, for all gamers, don't worry about Nintendo. I got those cucks. I got them. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got them. Don't worry. I got those cucks. Because I had a coworker that told me, he's just like, oh, I like Nintendo more than Sony and Xbox because they don't sell digital games. They let you get the real hard copy of the SD card.
Nah,
Look at you,
bitch.
look at you now, you cuck. Like
Exactly.
Bro,
Think
now you're eating them damn words. It's funny, he won't talk to me now ever since that shit been announced about that shit. It's just like, bro, like, come here, come to me at work. Let's talk about Nintendo now. Like, you say that they don't do that digital shit, that they let you buy your hard copy. Yo, what's going on now, bro? Like, majority of games is just a key license now. Let's talk about it. Like, come on, bro.
Look, even Ox said it. He said they think that the influencer slandering is worse than the actual people. I guess because of
herd mentality, and once it gets really bad, the people will still keep complaining. Got to call the bluff, but it's just like it's stupid. Like, it's like, let's just say I had 5 million viewers and you got like 500,000, and you're signed with that company and you can't slander them. The guy with 1 million viewers is gonna do more damage anyway.
Exactly.
And then the guy with 500,000, aka you, doesn't slander them. And then in his comments is like, "Oh, you're just a company like cuck. You're a fucking
and that's
a
all that the
corporate
comments are
pig
gonna
and shit."
say.
That's all they're gonna say. So it makes no sense for not allowing them to slander, because then it shows that you're transparent with your people. But if you force your people to fucking only say good things when it's a shitty product, it just shows how bad you are as a company, because you're that shady that you don't let them have a free voice in it. It just makes no sense. It's stupid. It doesn't get you far. And it goes not even just gaming, just the industry in general. If you have people that work for you that's willing to tell you your shit needs to be better, that's a good look to me. Because that's like, okay, your guy's telling you that shit's bad, which I'm not going to say that it's a good thing, but it's bad as bad. But you're so transparent that you let your own people talk openly about your shit. Helldivers, great example. Sony was telling them to fucking, they have to fucking subscribe to the have a Sony account to play Helldivers online. It's Helldivers, since they're not owned by Sony, the third party that's partnered with Sony, so they can say whatever they want. They told the customers to review bomb them on Steam to show their displeasure with Sony, and they did that, and Sony reverted back what they did by trying to force people to sign with to PlayStation Online to play Helldivers on a PC or whatever fucking console you're playing it on. Which, like, the only reason why they did that is so they could show stockholders how many people were signed in PlayStation, but really they're just signing to Helldivers, not PlayStation specifically.
Yeah.
But it's just like, bro, it's like everybody seeing what you're doing, and then there's so many countries that's not allowed to have Sony systems in their countries. So once they did that, a lot of countries all of a sudden now don't have the capability of playing this game because of you. And it's just like, come on, bro. And I don't blame Helldivers, because they just need a platform to back them up and budget them. But they didn't completely sell those souls to fucking Sony, because they was able to sell it on PC too. And then on top of that, they're still just partners, not fucking owned. So that's why they told the community, yeah, review bombers. That's why Sony could take back their fucking stipulation. Because if they were owned completely, they couldn't be able to say that shit. So I was like, I'm glad that they were partnered and not owned by Sony, because I'm a guy that thinks Sony is still the better platform for consoles compared to the other two. But that's some fucked up shit Sony did. And I had to call a spade a spade. That's a bad look. Like the fact that you forcing PC players to sign in a Sony account just so you can inflate your numbers. That's a bad
No,
look.
yeah, which is crazy.
If your shit is that good, you shouldn't be fucking doing that shit in order to inflate your
Nope,
numbers.
you're right. You're right.
And like I said, I'm a guy that grew up being Sony first because like I thought Xbox was all right when the first Xbox came out, for example. The GameCube didn't touch both of those consoles. Now 360 had the greatest feature at that time with party features, but PlayStation had a Blu-ray fucking disc on their fucking reader on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Then they had Assassin's Creed exclusive for them. The Godfather came out for both consoles, but looked really superb on Blu-ray. They had the fucking Batman Arkham Asylum and City exclusive only to PlayStation that time period. No, Asylum, not City. City came out for 360 as well. But it's like, you know, they had great moments, and even up to the PlayStation 4, I think PlayStation did everything right until PlayStation 5, and now I had to call a spade a spade. They done a lot more worse than they did good in this console cycle. Now, I still think they're better than, for example, Xbox, because Xbox had to make a Game Pass just to compete, and Nintendo, they had a great console to Switch, but look, after they have one good successful console, look what they do with the next console right afterwards. They fuck it up again. So it's just like... It's like, bro, and Sony's going down the same path of the other two now. Now we just gotta wait till a week or two, and they're probably gonna announce $80 games too. And then what? It's like, what console we go to? At this point, everybody should just go to PC.
No, yeah,
But then you gotta deal with the Nvidia graphics card issue. So you know, but like you're cooked no matter where you go.
It doesn't matter where you go.
But it's like I'd rather deal with an Nvidia problem than fucking consoles just like fucking destroying my asshole with fucking prices. Like I had to pay for party, I had to pay for subscription, then I had to pay for fucking double the fucking gaming price, but it doesn't perform as well as a PC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all this other shit. The way Bungie's cooking up another live service game ordered by Sony from a spin-off studio. Oh yeah, Bungie's just shooting themselves in the dick. They're over there wow, this is why I didn't get to show you the last stream. Bro, I'm so glad you showed me that. Hold on. You know Destiny the game, right?
Yes, I've heard a little bit of what's been going on. I don't know in depth what's going on, but I've heard a little bit.
Yep. I'm gonna show you. This is fucking hilarious. I'm so glad you told me this, Ox. So watch this shit, right? You see this shit?
Yeah.
This is Destiny's new shit. This is Destiny.
Wait. Star Wars? Question mark?
Hold on. It gets better. Now watch this trailer.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins.
I heard of this last Wednesday when we had to cancel.
I see sapient life turn to each other.
Oh no, last Tuesday when I had to cancel.
They remember how to look to the stars.
For Wednesday.
They remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten.
Destiny 2, everybody.
They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They
This
forgot
shit.
that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. but not through me. Find someone else. My will is my own.
Now, this is now what you're about to see. The gameplay trailer for this fucking Edge of Fate. Watch this.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore.
They did 3 trailers in one day.
Conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
3 trailers in one day.
Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal, conform, comply, return. Observe, connect, conceal.
It looks so dated.
Yo, what?
So the biggest part about that whole shit was that first trailer I sent you, right? Destiny, and I'm gonna show you this part. Hold on. Destiny 2 crossover. Where is it? Destiny 2 will get another Star Wars crossover called Renegades on December 2nd. So, if people haven't known already, right? Destiny has been having issues because a lot of the big YouTubers have left doing content for Destiny 2 in general, right? Some of the biggest, like I seen it come in my YouTube channel multiple times. I quit playing Destiny 2. I no longer have love for Destiny 2. I was moved to somewhere else. It's scary, but it's time to move on because Destiny 2 is just not doing good. So remember we played Sea of Thieves? There was a Destiny 2 fucking thing on Destiny in Destiny 2. They had a Destiny 2 shit on fucking Fortnite. They had a Destiny 2 shit on fucking I think on Doom, and they had Destiny 2 on all these other platforms that had nothing to do with Destiny type shit, right? So Destiny's at the point that they're trying to get people back. So now the next story, which they were supposed to end the saga with Destiny 2. That Destiny 2 was supposed to be over with the last DLC. But the thing is, they thought the DLC was probably gonna last longer than what it did. And since it's not, they did this whole thing. They're like, oh yeah, now we're gonna do a whole crossover with Star Wars. And it's not just you using the lightsaber or the blasters you've seen. They're actually gonna incorporate a crossover story with Star Wars.
What? What?
Yo, and people were criticizing because it's like, bro, they're so desperate that they're trying to get Star Wars to cross over with Destiny.
At that point, you are.
Yep.
Like, accept the fate to your game. It died fucking down. Like,
Destiny 2 is getting a Star Wars gear in the latest crossover collaboration. Destiny 2 is getting a crossover with the biggest sci-fi franchise in the planet. As Bungie has announced a partnership with Lucasfilms to bring Star Wars content into Destiny 2. Launching on February 4th, Destiny 2 Hearsay Update is the Star Wars content includes armor, ornaments, accessory, emotes, and finishes inspired by Star Wars. More specifically, armor ornaments include a per Guardian class, one per class, inspired by the soldiers of the Galactic Empire. You can also get a glimpse of the new armors and images. Destiny 2 has welcomed a number of licensed crossovers to bring The Witcher, Mass Effect, and Assassin's Creed, but Star Wars has been the biggest one yet to be prominent. Bungie announced a Star Wars crossover in a broadcast on January 28th. Also, as part of the Bungie confused, the Dreadnought is returning to Destiny 2. Hearsay. You saw in the background was like that big aircraft carrier that's based on the fucking ship in Star Wars. What's significant about the Dreadnought is the return of Hearsay is changing, but we're not fighting in ways to yet to experience, right? Destiny 2's narrative architect, Nico Stevens, the Dreadnought was reawakened for the first time in a decade, spreading the Vanguard Guardian class in the system to notice. We finally see what became of the Dreadnought years after the Oryx has fell in his halls and left the Crow and the Navigator, which we saw in the background. So they're trying to bring something that's from Star Wars into the storyline, which is the Dreadnought, whatever the fucking ship. And now they're so desperate to bring back the community that they're fucking bringing Star Wars into Destiny. How do you feel about that? Like,
For me, it's like, bro, like what are y'all doing, bro? At that point, it's like Chad is saying, like DJ is saying, at that point, just make a good
the
Star
Warlock
Wars
Darth Vader.
game. Like, what are y'all doing partnering up? Bro, I'm sorry. I played Destiny. I did.
Right.
It was okay. It started dying down for me because it's the same
Real
shit.
quick.
And you doing these partners and these DLCs is not gonna bring anything back, because at the end of the day, in those trailers, it just looks like the same shit, copy and paste. Like,
But you're just
nothing's
adding
new.
new skins and a fucking
Nothing's
random ship
intriguing.
from Star Wars into the story.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, what? Like, everything else looks the same. Like, you're shooting aliens, you're shooting this, you're shooting that. And it's like, bro, it's the same adventure from the other one.
It literally is
Like,
showing the gameplay in the first person shooting, but in slower motion, so to really show the detail of the graphics. Which I'm like, the graphics has never been a problem, but the story,
no,
the gameplay
exactly.
is
No,
just
no, no.
repetitive. That's
The
could have
graphics have
probably
been
made a
beautiful in
Star
this
Wars
game.
game at this point if they left Ubisoft to make one. Yeah, I don't know. I thought they left Ubisoft, but I think that just Bungie is its own thing now, isn't it? Or is it still being made by Ubisoft? I swore they're not with Ubisoft.
No, I think
no more.
Bungie is its own thing.
Yeah, I don't think they're with Ubisoft no more. Wait, is Destiny with Ubisoft? Let's see. Destiny with Ubisoft. No, yeah, they're not with Ubisoft no more. It's developed by Bungie specifically, yeah.
Yeah, they're being developed. Yeah.
It had a collaboration with Ubisoft, but they're not Ubisoft. Yeah. Bungie's with Sony. I'm saying Ubisoft made a Star Wars. Oh, I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So have Bungie develop a Star Wars game. Yeah, but the problem is they're not. Like, they're not. And this is the biggest problem I have with that fucking franchise, right? Is they're not going to the full extent that they should, right? Destiny should be a franchise that it makes its own like galaxy universe. The fact that you had to cross over with another like game or a franchise
to reamp the game
does
or to like
the same thing, which is like go across the galaxy. That's what Star Wars does too.
Yep.
It's like you're not strong enough to this. That's like if Star Trek did a crossover with Star Wars. Like, you know how goofy that would sound? Like, you're supposed to be the competitor in space games and space genre with them, not partner with them. They try to make the universe stick, and it's not playing anymore. Yeah, no, it's paying off.
It's not. It's been dead.
And that's my biggest issue with that shit. It's like none of this shit is. It's not relevant. It doesn't make it. It doesn't revive the franchise. The franchise has been dying. Y'all gotta just like let it die. But I just had to show you that twin. But
the only thing I feel like the collabs and all that stuff works with is Fortnite. every other game's trying to be like Fortnite. They're trying to have
Call
so
of
many fucking
Duty.
different collabs.
Oh
Or
my
Call of
God.
Duty, yeah.
Call of Duty's trying to do the thing with Fortnite where they put goofy skins in a Modern Warfare
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. For what? Just for you to fucking take my money?
Bro, but it's
You're
like
giving me this. You're giving me the same gameplay.
you look at old Call of Duty, you have guys with like a desert camo, and then the other one that has like a fucking digital desert camo, and they fought each other, or like a Spetsnaz outfit, and it looks like a real like war fighting game. Now you see like a fucking Nicki Minaj running around and shooting you on a fucking and in Afghanistan. Like, how does this make sense? And yeah, 21 Savage, which I ain't gonna lie, I bought that skin, but it's like. It still just doesn't make sense why they're in the game.
Also the basketball players too that they're adding to it.
Oh yeah, I heard.
It's
Yeah,
like what does basketball have to do with Call of Duty? Like I get it, you have basketball players that play your game and you're trying to give them a homage, like a thank you for playing your game, but it's like, bro, it's two completely different shits.
It makes sense with Fortnite because Fortnite had that cartoony, goofy identity.
Exactly.
And then when you brought like I think the first one was like Rick and Morty or God of War. I forgot one of those two was like one of the first big crossovers. And then they're like, oh, people like this shit. Let's work with this company and this company. And other companies came to them because they saw the popularity, and it just made sense. Now it's known for that, for having open crossover environments. But it's just like with Call of Duty, it's just like it's a desperation attempt, not a. It was a creative idea attempt.
Exactly. And that's how it's feeling with Destiny right now. It's a desperate thing instead of what you just said.
Yeah, so people want a good Star Wars game. I would have studios that made Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky to do it. The only thing is No Man's Sky takes forever. I'd rather have Elite Dangerous. Or in Car Series instead of NMS. The Burnout, they refused to just make something else. Mind you, they got like 4 studios all making COD in rotation. Like, and that's the stupid part, bro. It's like take your time with it. With Fortnite, it didn't start with rappers. I don't think I think it wasn't rappers. I thought it was like Rick and Morty or God of War. I could double check that. What
I think it was God of War.
was Fortnite's first big collab? Let me see.
I think it was
Actually, it was chapter 1, season 4. The first collaboration was Marvel's Avengers Infinity Wars.
Oh yeah.
Marvel was the first one to collab with them back in 2019. So it was Marvel that collaborated with them first, which that makes sense. And then the other biggest collab that came after that was Star Wars. So like I said, bro, it just made sense because it was like you have cartoony Marvel shit with fucking, cartoony Fortnite world, it makes sense. But the fact that you had that in Call of Duty, it's like imagine we put Deadpool in Call of Duty. It just wouldn't make sense. It looks ridiculous.
No, but guess what? They'll take your idea and make it happen.
I just remember when Travis Scott concert was a huge thing. Yeah, it was. I don't know what I think. We can all agree that AAA has become the blight in the gaming and the indies, and then that AA stuff is going to belt to ass. Yeah, I mean, like schedule 1 belt to ass. Marvel Rivals, which like I said, other than the graphic problems, right? It's technically a AA studio or a single A studio because it's the leftover people from Overwatch that made this shit, and they're beating AAA titles, right? And now they're considered AAA, but I think they were a AA studio, technically speaking. Baldur's Gate, a AA studio, belts to ass on a AAA studio. Space Marines is a big franchise out of gaming, but gaming is technically a AA studio. Belts to ass. Helldivers is like a single A studio or AA, not a AAA. Belts to ass. Fucking Schedule 1 indie game. Belts to ass. Repo. Belts to ass. Harry Potter. Like, that's the only AAA game I could think that put belts to ass to other AAA games.
I know,
like,
to other AAA, yep.
But it's like, that's one AAA game is putting belts to ass to other AAA games. Elden Ring from Software was a small studio that became a AAA, but they're putting belts to ass too. And it's like they still had the indie game concept with a fucking AAA fucking powerhouse now. It's ridiculous because
It's just
they
sickening.
they
Yeah,
became AAA because of their reputation, but they never switched the mindset to make money and milk the gamers like a AAA.
exactly.
Like I'm still finishing the Elden Ring DLC. You seen that shit in my channel, RJ Money 360. You know, and I'm watching. I mean, I'm playing the game, and I'm just like, bro, the DLC is as long as the main game. The main game you
That's
can
the
play
main
for like
game.
300
Exactly.
hours, and you still can't find everything. I have almost 1,000 hours of all the shit combined from PC, PlayStation 4, and 5. I have over 1,000 hours, and I still haven't found every single thing in that game yet. From items to secret quests and all this shit, all the fucking endings, all the secret bosses, all this, like, there's so much shit in that game. And that was before the DLC. Now the DLC came out, and I'm like, bro, I'm exploring this shit. Like, it's so much to explore. It's like you think you'd be overwhelmed, but it's not like other games where it's super massive, but it's super ridiculous. No, it's super massive, and it's just so much great content. And Oblivion Remastered, that's another one too, right? But the thing I hate with remasters is like if the remaster is only 1 or 2 years old, the remasters is like over a decade old, like Oblivion. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need a Last of Us 1 year after the other Last of Us came out, another one 3 years later, and another one 2 years later. That's not a remaster, bro. You just fucking touched up some frames and some minor details. That's just a graphic update that you could have put in a patch. Like
No, DJ, with Subnautica, I'm hoping that they do a great job and that they don't eat dog shit and that they don't fucking ruin the game. Because the first game was amazing, beautiful game with graphics and all that stuff. I just hope that they fucking don't ruin Subnautica, the franchise. Like, honestly, I mean, they
I
kind of
doubt that
already
it
did.
will.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
I'm not a big
they
fan of
kind
it,
of
but it looks good. I ain't gonna lie.
they kind of
And
fucked
it's
up on
cool.
the ice one, the
Yeah,
one where it's like all ice and shit like that.
yeah.
They kind of fucked up on that one.
But isn't that like a not like Technic 2? That's like a fucking like what's it called?
Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh
Like
shit!
like a side game, whatever the fuck it's called.
No, it wasn't at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it technically, I know the one you're talking about, the ice one. It's DLC or whatever, right? But I wouldn't consider that the same. You know what I'm saying? But games like Subnautica, you know, for example, I have faith in because they don't have the attentions to microtransaction. They don't care about just milking their title name to like Call of Duty. Call of Duty will milk the name of the brand just to get customers because we're Call of Duty. Why not buy us? It's separate games, same series, but not main story. Yeah, I forgot what's that shit called. Like Miles Morales, like for Spider-Man, it's not called like off-brand or whatever or not canon. I forgot what's it called. It's like a side sequel, whatever. I forgot what the fuck the name of those shits are called. But it's kind of like the side version of the game, right? God of War had that with the PSP versions and all that shit. That wasn't God of War 1, 2, and 3. Um Subnautica Below Zero, yeah. And the thing about those games is you expect it not to be as good as the original ones. Like Kingdom Hearts does it too. We have Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and the side games are not supposed to be as good as the main spin-off. There we go. It's a spin-off game. Spin-off games are never supposed to be better than the original ones. So I could completely be understanding of that shit. But what pisses me off is when it's not like that. Right? When you have games that's fucking literally part of the series, like Kingdom Hearts 3. I love Kingdom Hearts 1. I love 2. I didn't care about the spin-offs that much. I got it for free there. Well, not free, but there was a Kingdom Hearts bundle for PlayStation. You could buy like all the fucking Kingdom Hearts game before 3 for like $20 or whatever, when it's really like a $40-$50 package. I bought it. I'm playing the spin-offs, and I was like, there's no way I would have bought them at full price, but they're fun, you know? But they don't give me the same as 1 and 2, right? 3 was just fucking terrible. I only played 2, so I can't weigh in that one. 2 is to me the best combat one. 1 had the better story. Like 2 was like a 9 out of 10 story, 10 out of 10 combat. I feel 1 was 10 out of 10 fucking story and then like 9 out of 10 combat. for the time period, of course, right? So like, I loved fucking 2 a little bit more because I just like that slightly better combat. But even though you took like a number point down from the story still a 9 out of 10 story, so I was happy with it. 3 was just like the combat was too easy, so I gave it like an 8 out of 10. It's fluid, but it's easy, so I gave it like an 8, 7.5 out of 10. But the story was like a 5, 4 out of 10. It was disgustingly terrible. But I don't know, as long as they tell me what to expect, I can't be mad. That's why I didn't mind Below Zero being subpar in my book. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we could be that harsh to a spin-off game compared to an actually full release game that's supposed to be main content. That's when I get pissed. Like, God of War 3 was the perfect ending for a God of War 1 and 2 series, right? It's rare nowadays that you get a trilogy that the third game closes off well. And I think that's what Kingdom Hearts fucked up. They took like over a decade. Like, I think Kingdom Hearts 2 came out 2004, 2005. And Kingdom Hearts 3 came out like 2016, 2018, some shit like that. No, 2018. And they under-delivered like a motherfucker. But when it's a sequel, it should be good and continue the story. Yeah. And it pisses me off to this day that Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't put belts to ass in the industry. That shit is, to me, the biggest flaw in the fucking reputation as a company. That apparently the biggest problem was they couldn't get the Final Fantasy license to use them in the game. And Disney and them had a conflict because the Final Fantasy side, Square Enix, wanted to do some shit that they was gonna have things with a little bit more blood and gore like Final Fantasy games usually had in the past, right? But Disney's like, hell no, we're not gonna let blood and shit like that happen while we have Disney in the game as well. So there was conflicts there. So they continued the story without the Final Fantasy characters, and it caused a lot of problems. And you've seen it based on how the outcome of the story went. And then on top of that, everybody says do not finish a story with time travel. Now, I'm not going to say to spoil what happened, but they did use time travel to try to fucking explain what happens in 3. I hate Disney for that too. Yeah. It's like they made a crossover with a franchise that used blood before in their games. So that's the thing that pissed me off. Oh, yeah, they showed some new photos of 4, but Square has been sinking a lot lately. The Claire Obscure Expedition 33 kind of game has been calling out recently. LOL. There's such hypocrites on that shit. LOL. And that's what I'm saying. But like, you have Square Enix trying to fucking do shit for not Final Fantasy, for Kingdom Hearts 4. And the graphics are great, but now I heard they're trying to go over all Final Fantasy fucking cast rather than Disney because the issues with Disney. But yet again, this is my problem. You have Disney with the shit, right? You don't want to do this last mistake with 3 where you had all Disney characters. Now you're gonna go all Final Fantasy characters. And then the other problem they had too, they couldn't get a lot of the DreamWorks characters into it, right? They wanted to have Cars. I think Toy Story is the only like technically DreamWorks characters they had. They wanted the Incredibles. They couldn't use the Incredibles. And there was a bunch of other ones that they were supposed to bring in that was from DreamWorks that would have been really good for the game. Forgot who, but they didn't get to because of that shit. They barely got Monster Inc. in the last one, apparently. Like, barely got Monster Inc. And that was a big payoff for them, just having Monster Inc. because everybody wanted Monster Inc. in that world. So that's the other problem you're having, where Disney had these sub companies like DreamWorks or whatever. And I think, technically speaking, Shrek could be part of it, if I remember correctly. But you have these DreamWorks type products that's also Disney owned or whatever, and you try to get it to the franchise, but you can't because of partnership issues. Pixar, my bad, Pixar, not DreamWorks, but Pixar, yeah, aka Disney. But there's a lot of Pixar shit that they couldn't bring in because of that, which I think is Cars, Toy Story. So Shrek was another one. It was Cars, Toy Story, Incredibles. I think it's all Pixar. So they couldn't get those games because they had some issues with Pixar. They picked the worst company to really have tied with that game. Yeah, I will agree with that. And you see how it fucking showed with how the product end up in the end with that third story in the iteration of the fucking the Kingdom Hearts saga. But and and I think that's just a gaming problem as a whole. A lot of games don't know how to finish a third game. Gears of War 3 was another great example. Another game that came out with a third one and they finished it off terribly. It's supposed to be a 4-game series if you look at the game developer diaries and journals, and then on top of that, they made a lot of hints in the storyline. There was 4 Carmines, but they only showed 3 because they ended with 3. But the 4 Carmines was a hint that they was gonna make 4 games, but that didn't happen either. But so this is a lot of things problem in the gaming industry that it's getting ridiculous. Like, you able? I think you're muted, twin.
My bad, chat. I have like a family emergency kind of happening right now. But anyways, um, with what you're saying, I agree. You know, shit's going south for the gaming industry, and on
Mhm.
top of that, I just hope that we can continue to see, you know, entertainers like
Mhm.
Penguins and Angry Joe and everybody else to continue to voice and say shit. Because honestly, it takes a whole village to move, you know, a lot of things and to make a lot of things happen. Um,
Yeah.
and honestly, with everything that these companies are doing right now, especially overcharging us for certain games, overcharging us for consoles, overcharging, you know, just little things like that. I feel like we need to voice our opinion even more now and just let them know, like, I get it that it's taking you guys a lot to do these games,
Yeah.
especially consoles, to come out with a better system and all that stuff. But I know you guys cut corners to make certain things happen
Right.
than other things. And it's
Right.
like you're not gonna sit here and tell me I'm paying full price because you pay full price for all the little components that it takes to make a console. Like, no, bro. Don't sit here and try to sugarcoat it when it's not happening like that. So I just hope that the community stays strong, keeps talking shit, keeps saying their opinion, and just keeps chewing up these big AAA companies. Because at the end of the day, once they start seeing people keep going and keep going and keep jabbing at them and keep poking the bear, they're gonna want to. Obviously, big companies are gonna come out with statements and say either sorry or no, fuck y'all. We're gonna continue to fuck you guys over.
I agree. And you know what's funny part, man? We're getting that time. We're about to end stream soon. But like, bro, if we had more time, the other thing I didn't know we was gonna go in this depth for just what 3 topics we talked about. And we went this in depth. That's how much. This is how bad the gaming community is right
No,
now.
yeah, it is
That
because you
that
can talk. Yeah,
hours about 1 to 10 though. 2, what was it? The fucking the Nvidia issues, and then 3, just even things like Destiny showing the desperation, AAA titles in general showing
no, yeah.
desperation tactics like this. But like, I was going to talk about the next problem, like movie industry, right? That was one thing I want to talk about, but we probably had to say that for Friday. But the reason why I was thinking about movie industry too is because you have Marvel having this whole like problem of identity, like when they're trying to go, feminist and liberal and
Hmm.
woke and all this stuff. And then it's like, but the regular movies, yeah, it had some political, but it wasn't too heavy. You know what I'm saying? You can still escape reality. Then they try to go one direction. Now they're trying to go back the other direction by getting the old cast and old people and all this shit. And then there's actors in the industry and the actresses that just talked about how they also ruin the Hollywood scene because they're like, oh, now being a big name actor means you are in a superhero movie. But if you're not in a superhero movie, other movies are getting pushed aside and not being seen as movies and art no more. Because now the number one thing that people go for movie theaters for is superhero movies. So there's a big conflict in the movie industry of how people feel about superhero movies and all that shit.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I feel like some actors, they instead of acting or
Deadpool
instead of
Wolverine
doing
was
their
great.
job, I feel like they bring their fucking trauma or like their opinions to certain things, and I feel like that also ruins the movie industry. Because, for example, look at what happened with the girl that played the Snow White. Wants to be this whole woke person and say shit about, oh, a woman shouldn't depend on a man, da da da. And I mean, look at what the fuck how the movie flopped and shit like that.
Mm.
So I feel like certain actors, bro, do your job. You come here to act, come here to act.
And
Whatever you have to say about political or about how this and I get it, it's your opinion, but at the
Yeah.
same time, just know that your reputation of whatever you fucking open your mouth will have repercussions, and it can fucking ruin the movie that you're in.
Another thing too, I didn't like too what they did with Disney princesses. They tried to switch Ariel to another skin color. I have no problem of having black, Hispanic, Asian princesses, but it's like that's like if you made Mulan white. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
why
yeah,
switch that
exactly.
character? Why not make a new character like they did with what's it called? The one that The Rock does. With that one, the one in the Hawaiian Islands. What it called?
Moana?
Moana. They made her a princess. They made the Princess and the Frog one. What's her name? Tiana. Tiana is another
Yeah,
princess now. You made new princesses to accommodate for the ones that you didn't have
exactly.
based on the race. Mulan was another
Exactly.
one back then. She put Asian culture on the map. You have Princess Jasmine, Indian culture into the map. It's like, why change the image of the other ones to appease? That's why I love Miles Morales. Miles Morales became my favorite superhero, and I kind of wish I had him as a kid, right? But he's the Puerto Rican Spider-Man. It's not like I took Peter Parker and made him Puerto Rican. I took
Exactly.
fucking Miles and made him Spider-Man based on his own character that made him different from Peter, and it makes sense. Same thing with fucking Captain America, the new one, right? Rather than having the old white Steve Rogers turn black, I'm gonna make Falcon become the new Captain America, and he doesn't have the super soldier like Steve Rogers, which makes him
Nope.
cool. But I have my wings in tech to become
Uh-huh.
like my new Captain America image,
Mm-hmm.
my version of how I want to be Captain America. And I feel like that brings uniqueness to a character. But if I take
Exactly. No, it
Ariel,
does.
who's already this white redhead, and then just make her a black redhead, it's like we knew her image to be this type of person.
Exactly.
Why change
Exactly.
that? That's like if I took, like I said, the black princess from fucking what you call it, Princess and the Frog, and make her fucking white. I took Milan and make her Indian. If I took fucking Princess Jasmine and made her fucking black, like it just don't make sense. Like it just don't make sense for what they already had as a brand image for them. And I think people don't
No,
mind
you're
them being
right.
black. It's just the fact that you just switching character that's already been established. That's like making switching fucking Lion King and make them hyenas instead. You know what I'm saying? Like it's called Lion King. Why am I switching the lion to another fucking lion? Yeah,
No,
I
and
don't
the other issue that I have with the movie industry as well, we all know
know.
who was that dude that we just saw the commercial of when we were watching the NBA? Tom
Oh,
Cruise or
yeah,
whatever his
Tom
name is.
Cruise. Oh my god, bro.
That's another issue that I have with the movie industries. Y'all take one movie, made sequels, made 1, 2, and 3.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, yeah. I love Fast and the Furious, and I hate to say that. I do love Fast and the Furious. But it's the same shit with Fast and the Furious. I'm sorry, I gotta talk my shit. It's the same shit. Y'all take movies and y'all just milk the fucking shit out of it until you can't make any more money or until it dies down
They made it
because people
worse.
already know what the storyline is. And it's like, bro, instead of making it better, y'all making it worse because y'all just fucking adding weird extra shit that doesn't go together with the fucking movie. The movie was about cars. Y'all talking about agents and fucking flipping cars and shooting, and we flying to space with a fucking rocket car.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Now it's not even about cars no more. Like now, Vin Diesel and the characters have superpowers. Now, fucking the cars can defy gravity. Now they use spaceship. The Rock. I remember I was on the ship in deployment in time period, and we have movies that sent to us by like these movie industries. That's the way to thank us for our service. And I go to our berthing, which is like where all our beds are at, and we have like a little like common area where we can hang out. And there was like a table and some chairs, and we saw like the guys were watching a movie on this small little TV that looked like those hospital TVs
yeah,
in the corner. And I see The Rock just pulling like a fucking chains with a helicopter to it and pointing it. And then he takes out Gatling guns and shooting it. I'm like, what movie is this? They're like Fast and the Furious 8. I'm like, what the fuck is this got to do with cars? They're like, you
no,
ever know?
yeah.
Like, they said after
And
Tokyo
then
trip, that shit went out the window.
Tom Cruise is like, bro, you're giving me the same shit. Action over. Jump off a plane. Fucking fly planes. Fucking skydiving. Fucking jumping into oceans.
Yeah.
Explosion.
Boule James Bond.
You like
Boule
what the
007.
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck are these movie industries doing? Just copying and pasting the
And
same
people
shit
watch
over
that
and over,
shit.
and people pay for it. That's the crazy part. People pay for this shit at the fucking movie theaters on box office on open day, and it's like, bro, wait for this shit to fucking
Coming to
hit
Netflix, bro.
fucking HBO Max. Wait for it to hit a streaming site that you don't even have to leave your house and you can just fucking buy pizza, buy wings, and fucking enjoy your fucking movie if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, the movie industry is another one that we're gonna have to talk about it
A
on
whole
Friday
episode, bro.
because it's fucking ridiculous of what the fuck they're doing. Like,
And
it's
TV shows. I was gonna say
it's
that
no
too.
creativity. It's no
Mm.
creativity anymore. Like, honestly, creativity just fucking left the building and they said fuck everything else.
Yo, it's funny. Auction said it's funny. DJ was like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't Brave another one." Now it's like, "Yeah, that was the other one." They saw Harry Potter and Star Wars, and we're like, "Yes." Like, and then Auction's like, it's funny to mention Mission Impossible. I was thinking, damn, we didn't even need an Uncharted movie adaptation with Tom Cruise been making it over and over. It was like it, and that's what I'm saying. And then what's funny? Uncharted is a bootleg version of Tomb Raider, and then I think what was it, DJ or you that said that they like Uncharted more than 2 minutes of Venom, and I was like, "Fuck no, bro! 2 minutes is better." But it's like people that didn't play 2 minutes try Uncharted and think Uncharted was idea was stolen from 2 minutes. I'm like, no, 2 minutes did this before Uncharted back in PS1. And it's funny because 2 minutes was only a Sony exclusive, and then later on, fucking they became exclusive. Available for everybody. And then Uncharted was kind of like, oh yeah, we lost 2 minutes. Oh, we're gonna make a male version of the same shit. Sony did. Generally, I think that's what happened because they lost like fucking Tomb Raider. But
I wouldn't be surprised if that was it, bro. Honestly,
but
genuinely, I wouldn't be surprised.
but like I said, like I think that's gonna be for the next show. We gotta talk about movies, the industry, how they're looking, like with how they feel about everything, TV shows. Like Devil May Cry, I love Devil May Cry, but there's a lot of shit based on the Devil May Cry show, and I like the Castlevania series, but people are talking about like some people loved it and some people hate it. And right now with DMC, the same person that did Castlevania is doing the DMC, and they just completely hate it. There's like more hate than there's
Really?
love. On like Castlevania was 50-50, but fucking Devil May Cry is like 90% hated. And I see why. I
That's
see a lot of
crazy.
problems with it too, but that's gonna be a whole long conversation. I think we're gonna have too, because it's looking bad in the TV show industry too,
No,
and
it is,
the amount
bro.
of
Like,
streaming services, and you have to pay for 50 of them. Just it's almost as price
oh
of
my
cable.
god, bro.
Yeah, we don't worry, guys. We're gonna be on their ass too. Don't worry, it's not gonna just be gaming. Don't worry, we're gonna come back and
No,
yeah.
chat. I get it that for the past two streams, we've talked about video games, but that's because a lot of video games are coming out right now. A lot of stuff is happening in the game industry right now.
We did
Trust me,
conspiracies too. Last one.
trust me, we don't want to just talk about video games, but honestly, right now that's the biggest topic to talk about because it's just crazy what Nintendo's doing. And like I said earlier, it's crazy that Nintendo's doing all of this to all the consumers, like all the people that are buying Nintendos. Because at the end of the day, what's happening is they're starting a chain reaction, and I feel like the other bigger companies are gonna follow in their footsteps. They're gonna want their money, and it's something that we're gonna be talking about it for the next 3 years. It's not gonna go nowhere.
And then other thing too, before we end streaming or whatnot, also if y'all haven't known, we also have the Back Twins on YouTube as well. So
On
anytime
YouTube,
you miss
yep.
an episode, you can also watch us on fucking YouTube. The only thing is you have to put CCM Cash Crew Mafia in the end because some dingbats took our fucking name. So blow that shit up. If you ever miss an episode, you can always watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
Full thing, no issue. We also have TikTok, Twitter, and all that shit too. All should be like on the description as well. But if you go to TikTok, we have our TikTok and Twitter. Oh, this is shit that fucking dog sent me. We have all the above, but everything else is just BigBackTwins, right? So if you go to our channels, you should be able to see it, and then no issues.
Yep.
Yep. I think.
And
No, still no
like I
issues.
said,
Let's
chat,
see.
I appreciate y'all for always stopping by, always being here. I appreciate y'all for showing the love and support. Um, you know, Thank you for always stopping by and chatting in chat too, for being a first chatter. We appreciate all the love and support that we can get from y'all. This is not easy. We put a lot of work into this. Streaming is not you just click one button and magically it starts working. We put a lot of thought, a lot of work into this. I do the YouTube side. My twin does the TikTok. I
Streaming
believe you do
side,
TikTok
baby.
and the streaming
Yeah.
side.
And we both do
Um,
the social medias together. I will say that.
I'm trying to do the social medias as well. So trust me, we put a lot of thought and love into this. We're doing it because this is something we both wanted to do together. We both love reacting. We both love being funny, and we don't want to be uh controlled by these big companies. We want to speak our
Right.
mind. We want to fucking be able to tell and say whatever we can without repercussions or anything like that. But we appreciate y'all for honestly being here. We see the channel growing. We see you guys hitting that follow. So don't forget to hit that follow and just become part of the family, the Big Back Twin fam. You know, and join us.
And then the thing is, like, I manage the streaming side right now. All the times you see a Switch and all that stuff, and I host the things that the videos we watch, or whatever, in the streaming side. And Chief works his ass off on the editing side for YouTube and clips, and we both like upload together with the social medias. But he manages the YouTube side, I manage the Twitch side, and we work on the socials together. So there's always a lot of work that's put into this type of stuff. And if you guys ever have questions on how to do these things, we also want to be also down the line explain to people in the chats of how you do this, how you manage it, how you run it. That's something we will be open to do down the line if you guys ever have questions. We also have a server together that I like originally created, and now people like Chief, my boy DJ, and even though Ox is not a ranked member, he's always in that channel. So thank you to Ox, Venom, Queen Lala. We're all on this channel called the Cash Crew Mafia, right? And we always work together. We always fucking try to build the community more. We always take feedbacks. We always love more people joining in. If you want to be a guest down the line, we can always talk about that shit down the line. But we appreciate if you guys share this content to other people, that you also show the love to other people. And if you dislike it too, man, let us know in the comments too.
Let us know.
Let us know in the
Yeah,
community. Let us know in the Discord, bro. We are not afraid to embrace constructive criticism.
Exactly.
If
Let
you,
us know what you
yeah,
would change, what would be different,
yep.
what you would talk about, what you would say, what you wouldn't say. Just let us know. Like my twin said, we would love to criticism and make it to the way you guys like it, make it to the way that it's entertaining for you as well, because we're trying to gravitate you guys to like our content. So we're here for you guys and trying to give you the best that we can give you.
Shit.
On top of that, like my twin was saying about the Discord, we have two. We have a gaming one and we have the community. The community right now, it is public because we have boosted it. So I believe that they can search it up and you should be able to see it in the Discord communities or
DJ
whatever
also
it is.
pinning in the chat right now if you guys want to look at
Yes.
it right now. And then as well, the gaming one is not as big as the other one. But the thing is, if you go to the community one, it also has a link to connect to the gaming one. The difference between the community and the gaming one, the community, you can just meet people, talk about general stuff and whatnot, show your hobbies, foods, the builds, and fucking your goals, and like either social media content or other things, right? The gaming one is nice because when you want to play and find people that play the same genre as you, shout out to DJ Gamer, go follow him too. And Oxford, right? DJ had the great idea of fucking putting this gaming content server together. So if you have certain games and genres you play, but you don't have people to play with, you could also like meet up people there. We have a squad up channel, and then if you guys want to play a certain game together, you can move to an individual channel like role playing, racing, all that stuff that you could join together and play it together. And then let's just say you want to find new games, you could go in the squad up channel, talk to people, and be like, damn, like this type of game is interesting. What type of game it is? Oh, Baldur's Gate is a role-playing thing. Then you could pick based on your profile, which you have to set up when you join in the gaming community, what type of games you'd like to play or interested in, right? And then people can show you around different type of gaming stuff. The amount of things I got Chief and Venom get into, Like it's crazy. They would never play Sea of Thieves, and now I got them in Sea of Thieves. And even DJ, even though he's so stubborn and hard headed sometimes of that shit, he got to play and he's enjoying it. I told him about Aliens. I told him about other fucking games before that we played, and we had a great time. And it takes a community to start doing that stuff, and you get to explore and see things that you never did before when you're just by yourself. And shout out Aux and Prince. They told me this shit, Marvel Rivals, is gonna be bigger than fucking Overwatch. I was like, there's no way they're gonna be Overwatch. Overwatch had that shit in choco. And now I was a grandmaster in last season in fucking Marvel Rivals. So shout out to the boys, man. I appreciate all y'all again.
Everybody's putting work for this to work for you, the community, for you guys. Everybody's just trying to make it a safe space, a space that you guys can come without no backlash, no judgment, no nothing. Just be here, be in the moment, and enjoy playing with others. There's always something for everybody out there. That's why we made 2 different channels, and those 2 different channels, there's something for everyone.
Facts.
We're not discriminatory. We're not, you belong to this section. No, there's always something for everybody to click in. If you like it, you don't, you go to the next one. There's always something for somebody.
Right. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up. Thank you again. Make sure you join the CCM family. Make sure you show the CCM gaming community if you love gaming. And make sure you follow us. And all our links is going to be on the YouTube or the Twitch. You can see all the links from TikTok, Instagram, X, all that good shit. So make sure you give us a follow. And, check out the content. Comment too. Like, dislike, man. I don't care if you dislike it. Just show how you feel about it, bro.
Yep.
Until then, y'all be easy. And Chief, I'll let you close it off, bro.
All right, guys. We will catch you in the next episode. Damebags out.
Peace.
Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods.
Facts.
Squeeze into this tiny shirt. My big back has no room. Big back, big back,
Big bags.
big back, big back,
Big bag.
big back, 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 big back. Might just eat a Big Mac. Might just order DoorDash. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah.
We love you, chat. Thank you for
Look at me
being
bring that
here.
back.
We appreciate y'all.